Have you?
Yep.
You said what? Oh, I'm live, by the way. I'm not smoking on camera. Just putting the camera to the side. Hello, Aaron. Nice to see you. I'm lighting a fag. Hello, Aaron. Nice to see you. Everybody's going to have to excuse me not having any bottom teeth in. I just tried to find my other teeth and I can't find them. Okay, that sounds a bit threatening. So I'll say nothing unless asked. Hello, Jeff. Whoops. Let's have a little look here. So we have Aaron, we have Jeff, and we have Andrew. Hello. I'm flipping the screen because I'm smoking. I'm a cup of tea. So I thought I'd just come on and see if anybody wanted to ask me anything about anything. Ten people watching. Oh, there was 10. It's now 9. Uh-huh. So there we are. I should imagine if I'll get some comments in a minute, maybe. Hello, Chris. Hope you have a good Christmas, everybody. Hope you have a good Christmas, Chris. I did have. Hello, Richard. I did have another pair of teeth somewhere. A pair of teeth. Haha. Drink a pair of teeth, innit? And see, even in the light of such diversity, I can smile. Well, you don't want me to smile, but you know, I can see the light side of things. Hello, Katie. Hello, Lorna. Nice to see you too. Forgot what I was saying now. Yeah. Still see positivity. I see positivity. I don't let no one get me down. Not too much anyway. Thank you, says Chris, and hope Chris Dyer, and hope you and Fran have one too. Nice Christmas. We're hoping to have a nice Christmas.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Hello, Will. Thank you for the kind comment, Will. That was lovely on Dad's page. Anyway. Maybe something different about tonight's session. If I see somebody come on with a spanner, I'm taking it off. There's not going to be any spanners on tonight. None whatsoever. There's been a lot of misunderstandings, there's been a lot of people getting yumped, there's been a lot of people getting how's that better? Is that better? I think it might be covering my mic. Is that better? I think there's been a lot of Mark Hurst. Hi, great Uncle Ian. Hope you're well. And I said I'll pop in when you're live again. Hello, Mark. Nice to see you, mate. Mark's my cousin, and I'm not. I'm not a. Oh, I see. Okay, well, looks like we have a bit of a problem then. I see. Yeah, well, I'm not your great uncle, you know, Mark. I'm your second cousin. Dan, are you solvent? I don't think so, not today. I'd rather not play that game, you know. Or you're obviously there, so please don't do that. If you want to talk to me, but please don't do that. I'm not deleting anybody. I want every spanner removed. And the reason I want every spanner removed is because I want to give every single person an equal opportunity to say what the hell they want to say. And I don't think, right, who they are, even somebody that was previously barred or whatever, I don't think it's right that anybody should get blocked or hidden or have their messages deleted if I don't want them to. This is my stream after all. So it would be a bit unfair to do otherwise. So please don't do that. Please don't have any other moderators that have got spanners sitting there in the background, not putting a message up and just deleting other people. That's not right. That's not what I want. I want to give everybody equal opportunity. If people want to slag me off, let them do it. If someone's got something to say, they can say it. And whatever question I'm asked, I will answer it. And I'll answer it honestly. And I'll let people look in my eyes. And they can decide whether or not I'm telling the truth or whether or not I'm lying. They can make up their own minds. Hello, Ron. Yeah, I've calmed down an awful lot now. I'm not going to go ranting and raving, that's for sure. I've done that. But I've been waiting. I have a... Yes, I will. I'll answer every question honestly, Warren. Even if it upsets me, I'll answer it. Even if I don't like it, I'll answer it. And if you want to put me on the spot and ask me a question that's going to make me look bad, I'll answer it and I'll make myself look bad. If that's what it takes. So yeah, hit me with a question. And then I'll get on to Ron and something that was being talked about earlier on. Stop covering. I'm not. Where's the microphone? I don't know where the microphone is. Oh, that might be the microphone. Can't hear you. You keep covering the mic. Is that better? How about that? Is that better? Is that better? Tell me if that's better. Better. Great. Okay. Excuse me. Okay then. Hit me with it, Warren. Thank you. Thank you. Only the one question. Amazon you claim is not you. So can you tell me why I ordered two A to Z? Oh shit, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Can you tell me why I ordered two A to Z coins from Amazon on Wednesday and they arrived today in TGBCH jiffy bags with a postage from Weymouth? How can I do it? No, I can't honestly tell you. And the reason I can't honestly tell you is because I honestly don't know. What else can I say? What I can say is, when me and Fran come home, we checked into Amazon, looked it up, found this company that everybody was talking about from Gravesend, and this limited company that's some kind of accountants or whatever. I don't know what it is. But anyway, we found it on Amazon. That ain't me. Gravesend. That ain't me. Now, if you ordered something off Amazon and got it from us, that's quite possible. Especially if not all of our Amazon is gone, as I was saying earlier on when I was getting all excited and angry. I know that some of our Amazon is gone, and when I started getting angry earlier on, if I remember rightly, I was thinking all of it had gone, and then I suddenly remembered, oh no, there was that conversation with John. So it could be that you've ordered off our Amazon and you've got it delivered, but you stated 10 minutes ago in CJ chat it's not you. So are you now saying the parcel I ordered could have been from you because it cannot be both? Ah, let's go back to that, shall we? Whoops. Right then. Right, let's go back to that. Okay, so let me be clear. If you ordered 2 A to Z's off Amazon and they came from me, then I have a sneaky suspicion that we've still got a couple of ads running on Amazon. That's the only thing that can make sense. If you're telling me that you bought your A to Z coins off of this specific company that is trading as TGBCH and trading under this accountant or whatever it is limited company and trading from Gravesend, then no, that is not me. And how the fuck you have managed to get an envelope with an address from Weymouth from a sale from a seller in Gravesend, God only knows. But I have no idea at this stage. I only found out about it when you tackled me about it on a stream. Or an agent trading on your behalf, absolutely not. I can tell you that. We don't have any agents on Amazon. None. We've got agents on eBay, and even all of those accounts are a bit screwed up. I mean, I've been honest about the fact that I've got agents on eBay. I've been honest about the fact that I've tried to trade on and off eBay. I've been honest about every single income stream that we've had. Why would I lie about that? First and foremost, I can't think why it would bother anybody, even if we did have an income stream there, apart from the fact that that would mean that I'm lying. And if I'm lying about that, what else am I lying about? That I understand. That's something I totally understand. If I'm lying about that, what else am I lying about? But if you're telling me, so you're telling me that before you go, Warren, you're telling me that you bought from the Gravesend supplier, not from me. Because if you bought from me and you got from me, that's one thing. But if you're telling me that you bought from this seller that's in Gravesend, that's using all my pictures, that's a different story, because I don't know how the hell that's happened. I would like to know which is which. You know, whether you've bought off me normally, or whether you've bought from this Gravesend person and had the envelope delivered from me. Because that would be one of the weirdest things in the world. Oh, have you gone? Okay, so perhaps I'm not going to get an answer to that then. Covering the mic again. Right. See, some things in this world, you've got to understand them. If you don't understand what's going on, how can you answer a question? So anyway, this thing about Gravesend, there's some of you watching now won't have a clue what this is about. It's another thing that's kicked off. On my iPad, the mic is behind the front, facing the camera. Oh, blimey, that's a pinprick of a hole. I didn't know that was the mic. I've had an iPad for years. I didn't know that was the mic. Jesus. All right, so what was all that about? So all that was about what Warren was asking me about there. And do you know what? I'm going to say, I know I do care, but I'm also going to say, I don't care if people don't believe me. If people don't believe me, well, don't believe me then. Start from the beginning. What exactly is going on here? And I have no idea, Lafter, what's going on. I had a conversation with Warren this morning. The site had gone down. I thought he was quite supportive on the phone. I must have got it wrong, because when he went on the stream, he wasn't very supportive. That's what I know. Whilst being on the stream, I got hit with this company that's on Amazon and selling under the name of TGBCH. And they're using all of our pictures. And I didn't know a thing about this until I came on the stream earlier on. And you can see that when they start talking on the stream, if anybody wants to bother watching it again. You can see that. I didn't know what they were talking about. Yes. So, pardon me. That's true. That's correct. Like he collects as well. So, I come on a stream. I wasn't very happy at what I was watching. I pulled over in the service station, wanted to try and get some breakfast, and ended up I couldn't eat that because of my teeth. I haven't had anything since. And I'm watching all this on the stream and I'm listening to all this that's going on, and it was not very complimentary. There is no vid from this morning. Guess it was deleted. Well, perhaps it was then. That's one thing I couldn't stop Warren doing, is deleting it if he wanted to delete it, but it showed on that stream anyway. And then I got hit with this company in flipping Gravesend. And it was gobbledygook. Someone, I don't even know who it was, it might have been you, Lafter, I don't know who it was, but somebody put a comment up and it said the name of this limited company, and it was something like Fevs and some solicitor or accountant's details, and I'm looking at that on the screen. I don't know what they're talking about. What's that? What's Fevs? I don't know. And I'm saying that. I don't know what that is. What are you talking about? Nobody's telling me. Everybody's just basically going like this, but nobody's telling me what it was all about. So I come home, and it's not until I get home that I'm properly understanding what it is. It's not until I get home. So I've come off the stream, en route, in the car, still got an hour, I'm festering in the car over what's just happened on the stream, still got an hour, about an hour and a half, whatever it was, to get home. Unloaded the car, and the first thing I did was, once I'd unloaded the car, what was that? We unloaded the car. First thing I did was make steps to change all the passwords. It is the responsible thing to do, and I will not apologise for that. I'm sorry if that offended Warren, and I'm sorry if that has offended any one of the CJs. Richard, I know you're watching. If that offended you, I'm very, very sorry. But, and there is a but to that, and I know the word but negates the previous sentence, but it is the most responsible thing for me to do under the circumstances. It's all kicking off. I don't know what the hell is happening. It is my channel. What am I going to do? I've got to protect the channel. I've got to protect what's on it. I've got no choice. I've got to lock everybody out. Because the person that's running my channel, which is Warren, this is what's happening between me and Warren, and I didn't at the time really understand why. I still don't, to a degree. So if I'm having that problem with the person running my channel, and I can't trust what I'm being said, what I'm being told, or I can't trust what I'm hearing or whatever, because I'm feeling supported one minute and then blackened the next, what else can I do? I've got the first thing that I've got to do is change the passwords, lock everybody out, protect it. Ian, customers are concerned your site went down. We are worried about all orders that are logged on the site if it is not recovered. We all want reassurance all the advance orders will not be lost. Hello, Matt. Coins and more. Jack, hello. Right, Sue. As I've said many times over, It's just that I think there's been misunderstandings and people have misunderstood me. There is no problem with that. Yes, the site is down, and I've been honest in saying the site is down because somewhere along the line we've screwed up. Now, I understand where we screwed up, but it doesn't make it right. Understanding what went wrong doesn't make it, oh, well, it's all okay because you understand. I understand, and it don't make it okay. But I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm sorry. People that think I heard words on that stream about doesn't matter about his funeral, doesn't matter about this, doesn't matter about that. And I'm sorry, but I got offended with that and I got angry with that. I'm sorry, but I don't use it. I've never used my illness. Some of you have followed me for 2 or 3 years. I've never used my illness. I've talked about my illness. I don't use it. Oh, feel sorry for me. Oh, I don't use any of that. And I haven't used my dad's funeral. Oh, feel sorry for me. My dad's died. Oh, please. Not once. I've said what happened. I've talked about what happened. I've talked about my dad dying. I've talked about being there and holding his hand. No, I'm not saying anything against you, Sue. I'm obviously going off on one and digressing, doing what I normally do. What I'm saying is, I haven't used any of that, and I'm not using it now. But I have, for the last couple of weeks, had a nightmare of a life to go through. Trying to deal with all the shit that's happening on the channel. I mean, how many times in the last month alone has it all descended into chaos with people falling out with each other? I mean, I'm not imagining that. Please don't tell me that I'm imagining that. You all know it's descended and descended and descended again and again and again. And every single time over misunderstandings. Every time. But I've said all the way along, don't worry about the points. Don't worry about the vouchers. Don't worry about the advance orders. Yes, I haven't got the money to pay it right now, right at this moment, but I will. And I'll sort it out at some point this week, and I'll get my head around it, and I'll figure out a way to pay it. I remember being in the shit on my way to the Royal Mint. It was an issue. I needed to deal with it. I knew I was going to deal with it one way or another, but I couldn't deal with it there and then. It took me about 6 hours to figure out a plan or 8 hours to figure out a plan and how I was going to deal with it, which I managed to do. I'll deal with this. The moment I pay that bill, poof, like magic it'll be, poof, everything will come back online. All people's points will be there. They won't be disintegrated or anything like that. Everybody's vouchers are valid. Everybody's points are valid. I mean, I was talking to someone today who's got hundreds of pounds invested, hundreds, if not more than a couple of thousand invested in vouchers and points. And he said to me, Ian, I promise you, I am not the least bit worried. That was nice to hear. But a lot of people have been panicking, just like a lot of people have been panic buying. For the last week, the minute I mentioned insolvency, I've had people panic buying. And when I say panic buying, I mean people have been buying things not because they want to collect them, not because they want to resell them. People have been buying things that they can literally get through the post and spend in the corner shop. Lift your phone up. Just so they can spend it. So basically cashing their points in. At a time when we say we're in trouble. That's not what you want to happen. What you want to happen is you want people to spend all their points buying things like building up their collection, maybe starting to collect on something else or whatever, buying stuff for the grandchildren, buying little stocking fillers, buying presents that they could give people. That's what you're hoping people if they're going to panic buy anything, you're hoping people will go and panic buy and buy stuff. Oh, well, I was thinking of buying that. Oh, I'm going to definitely buy it now for my collection and things like that. That's what you want. You don't want people caning the arse out of it and buying sets of 4 £2 coins over and over and over and over and over and over again, and bags of the same 20 brand new 50p's over and over and over and over again, because you've got those people thinking, well, I'll spend 20 quid on points, buying that 20 quid for 50p's, and then I'll just spend them, and I've got a tenner. You know, a lot of that has happened. But still, what I'm saying is, people's points are protected. And the raffles are all protected. All of that is all protected. I will sort that bill out. I just wasn't able to do it today. RJ, didn't offend me as I stream so rarely. It has no immediate impact. Happy to listen, take stock and react once I assess a position. That's it, mate. All you can do, all anybody can do, is act and react with the information that they have to hand at the time. And I honestly believe that that's exactly what Warren did. Warren acted on the information that he had to hand at the time. It looked a certain way. He added 2 and 2 up and he made 6. And he's absolutely sure in his own mind, obviously, as we can see, that this company in Gravesend is me. Now, what's more worrying for me is the fact that it comes with my address on the back. I mean, it's worrying that they've nicked a lot of my stuff and they've nicked all my photos and one thing and another. But fair's fairying, you know. I've borrowed photos off of Google, so I can't exactly, you know, take the rafter out of your own eye before you go trying to take it out of someone else's. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a bit difficult to throw stones when you live in a glass house. I've used photos I perhaps shouldn't have used, so, you know, can I really come down on somebody and throw stones at their house because they've used my photos? Don't know where I stand on that. Legally, yes, I can come down on them. Morally, ethically, would it be the right thing to do? I don't know. Can I even do anything? I don't know. I don't know what I can do and what I can't do until I speak to a solicitor, and all of that is dumped on me today on the way home, on my way home travelling. And I've already said I've broken my teeth, I feel embarrassed about going online, I look ugly. All of that, coming back, the travelling, low battery, and it seemed like none of that made any difference. So I put a message in a group chat. I wasn't being rude to any of you in the group chat. What else can I say apart from you have to make your own minds up on the information that you've got at hand? There's nothing else you can do. And if you decide I'm a liar, then you decide I'm a liar. And if you've decided I'm a liar, don't have fuck all to do with me. Don't have nothing to do with me. Because why would you want to have anything to do with me? If I've lied about that, if I'm lying about that, then you have to ask, what else am I lying about? And what is the point in me coming online and doing everything publicly, everything publicly, and then going off, sneaking off and lying about one little part of it that's going to earn me, what, a few £100 a week at best? And, you know, I mean, how would it even work? How does it even work having a business in Gravesend? Christ on a bike. I'm working from my dining room. I haven't even got my dining room back. I can't afford anywhere in this town, let alone anywhere else. I'm not planning on moving to Gravesend. I've got no intention of moving to Gravesend. I don't even know anybody in Gravesend. I'm focusing on this Gravesend a lot after because this is what's caused a lot of the trouble. And Warren is thinking that this is me and I'm having people over, and I'm not. But I can't stop people thinking what they want to think. If people think that that's me, what can I do? I never said that, I never would. No, I wasn't saying you did, Sue, anything like that. You know, I mean, your question essentially was, what about the people with their points and the raffles and the vouchers and all that kind of thing? And essentially, there's not going to be anything wrong with any of that. I'll get on top of it. I'm in the shit at the moment, right up to my scrawny little neck, but I will get on top of it, I promise you. I love a coin or two, says, there is someone on Amazon with your pick. There's around 250 items on there. I have no idea what all the trouble was this morning. Just thought I'd let you know what I see on Amazon. Yeah, and this is the person I am assuming is the one from Gravesend. Maybe we have still got some stuff on Amazon. You know, I mean, like I said earlier on in the stream earlier on, I can't say. I kept saying, no, we haven't, no, we haven't, no, we haven't. And then I suddenly remembered a verbal conversation with John. So I'm actually confused, to be honest with you. I don't know what we've got on Amazon and what we haven't. What I do know is we're not getting much money from Amazon. I know that for absolute definite. We're not getting much money from them. Ian Rossett says, don't know what all this is about, Ian, but I've got your back, trust you, and always have. I love the old way before all the YouTube. Thanks, Ian, I appreciate that very much. If it's on your site, what's it matter if they buy? Doesn't matter, Bob. If it's on my site, let them buy whatever they want. Ian, you can remove my points, I don't need them. No, mate, I'm not going to remove anybody's points. Bob Monk again. How do you know they're not buying to swap? Huge assumptions to make. Yeah, so no more huge assumptions than you've made, Bob. I mean, if we're going to go down that road of calling a spade, you've come in here many times and made assumptions. What are you going to do? Jump on me now for making an assumption? What was it I said a minute ago? Those that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. You look beautiful. Thank you, Ian. Ethically, they should ask. I'm sure we've all used photos that don't belong to us. I'm sure we all have. How many of us have downloaded a photo and sent it to somebody? I thought people were just concerned about orders and long-term investment being in jeopardy. No, it seems that people are also concerned that I'm lying to them, which I totally understand. I do understand it. Ron Smith, you asked a while back for agents to sell your coins. Where else can they sell them? Oh yeah, but that's not just us giving agents coins and letting them sell them. That's us running and maintaining that and keeping on top of it. So we know which agent is selling exactly what coin. You know, I've got agents selling coins, and those agents, none of them are on Amazon. They're all on eBay. We haven't got any agents on Amazon whatsoever. I can promise you that. None. CJ Hannah. I'll be honest, this has really shocked me, and yes, angry more so for the customers and not myself. I'm a collector and do this for myself and my daughter. However, I've seen things on eBay that say the Great British Coin Hunt on, so yes, I'm confused about it all. Yeah, people were using the phrase the Great British Coin Hunt before I came along 7 years ago. The Royal Mint was using the term the Great British Coin Hunt. And I saw 7 years ago, there was hundreds, if not thousands of listings where people would put the words the Great British Coin Hunt in the title. And we started, I made a username, whatever the username was, wasn't the original, wasn't the one I finished with. And I just looked at that and I thought, well, and I checked, and the domain was available for .co.uk and .com, so I bought them. I thought, well, if they ain't going to buy them, everybody's using this phrase, everybody's using the term the Great British Coin Hunt, nobody's bought the domain. So I bought them. I bought the .co.uk and the .com, and I stopped there. I didn't buy any others. I mean, you can buy too many. And I did that at a time when Royal Mint was still using the phrase, but they're lost. And it was, and as far as I could see, it's everybody else's loss. Any one of you could have bought it 7 years ago, but none of you did. You could have bought it 8, 9, 10 years ago, but none of you did. You know, someone could have bought it any time in the last 20 years, but nobody did. So I bought it. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's me just capitalising on something that I see. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, but that doesn't mean that just because I go and buy the domain name, that suddenly nobody else is allowed to use the phrase. I can't stop people using the phrase. You know, any one of you is allowed by law to if they wanted to, tomorrow morning, to call their business I don't know, Donald Duck window cleaning services. You might have a problem at some stage with whoever owns the Donald Duck thing, but As a sole trader, you can call yourself whatever you want. It doesn't matter. As a sole trader, I can't stop somebody else starting up in business tomorrow and calling themselves the Great British Coin Hunt. They can't have the greatbritishcoinhunt.com and they can't have the greatbritishcoinhunt.co.uk, but somebody could go and buy the greatbritishcoinhunt.org. How could I stop them using the name the Great British Coin Hunt? I can't. All I own is the greatbritishcoinhunt.com and the greatbritishcoinhunt.co.uk. That's all I own. I don't profess to own more than that. I never said I did. I don't own the worldwide rights on the name, and even on the A to Z folders. The Royal Mint used the phrase the Great British Coin Hunt. I don't own it. So it was used thousands and thousands of times in titles and descriptions before I even started 7 years ago. And it's been used thousands of times since, and it will carry on being used thousands of times. And there's nothing I can do about that. Just like there's nothing you can do when somebody puts Kew Gardens in the title and then you read the description and find out it's a fake. What can you do? I can't stop people using my name. I can't stop people nicking my ideas. 288 Group nicked my Mintage Guide figures idea. The Royal Mint nicked my cufflinks idea. What can you do? Sue everybody for everything all the time. Spend all your life in court. And I couldn't afford to do that anyway. What else? You took on more than you could chew. Thought you would have learnt from the last time. From the last time. I love it when people ask half a question. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's something, and the way you phrase the question, there's something about coming in and kicking a man when you think he's down, but you've got to do it with a half-arsed question and not even ask a question properly. How does that make any sense? What last time? Because then if you want to throw a last time at me, what? You want to discuss that last time as well? And you want to discuss every mistake I've ever made? Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to put me on fire, on the coals for? The one I've seen on eBay is the Great British Coin Hunt store. I believe that's a woman who has that. I don't know about that. I can tell you that we only had one. Well, we had 3 eBay accounts, but we only had one, the Great British Coin Hunt, which was our main account. We had another account which I'll use as a buying account. I only ever buy on that account. I don't sell on it. And there was another account that was John's account, and we changed that to TGBCH with a dash in between each letter, probably in the last 6 months before that went. So if there's somebody else using the name the Great British Coin Hunt on eBay, then they're using the name. What does anybody expect me to do about that? I don't know. If anything, maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying you are, Nanny. Just saying, when people keep throwing these names at me and everything, it's, I don't know what anybody expects me to do. It's great that you're telling me, and I guess, is it some sort of a compliment? Is what they, there's a phrase. There's a phrase that's like when people copy you like that, it's supposed to mean some kind of flattery or compliment or something. Sorry. No, not on screen. Right, so Warren says, sorry, just put this on. Are you saying you do not sell on eBay? No, I'm not saying that. I wish people would stop misunderstanding or misconstruing what I'm saying. The Great British Coin Hunt on eBay is gone. TGBCH on eBay is gone. I have another account. That one is only for buying. Do not use it for selling. Then on top of that, we have about 6 or 8 eBay agents where we're using their accounts to sell our goods. Out of those eBay agents, one of them has shed loads of space, has no restrictions, therefore can have thousands and thousands and thousands of items on there, and that's where we've got a lot of stuff on. But that's the account that also had all those issues And I don't even know if those issues are still going on or been straightened out yet, where eBay kept billing him for thousands of pounds. But of course, you know, a lot of this sounds like a jackanory, doesn't it? So of course I expect people to go, what a load of old bollocks. Of course I expect it. Who would believe that? Oh, suddenly, oh, well, your best, what just happens to be your best account? Hello, mate. Yeah, you just caught me on live at the minute. That's right. I've come on to answer questions and stuff, so I might be on here for an hour or two, and then if it's all right, can I give you a call if it's not too late? All right, mate. Thank you. Bye. Bugger. What was I saying? I hate it when I lose myself. Oh yeah, eBay agents. So, uh, what can I do about that? I can't do anything about it except say it as it is, and that's how it is. We have that account that's gone nuts as far as the account billing for eBay is concerned. We pulled everything off there once, and then eBay went and put it all back on again. Uh, no, I know it wasn't a dig. I love a coin or two. I know it wasn't a dig. You know, I have to do family stuff, so silly. I'll be back. I have no worries. Everything will work out. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, silly. The all points seem like the issue. Flawed concept. Maybe it is a flawed concept, laughter. Cost us money. We have to pay for it. I have to pay for every single order over a certain amount. I get, like everything on those apps, on Shopify, you get to use a certain amount of orders, and then over a certain amount of orders, you pay so much of an order. And if you pay, but if you pay a higher amount a month, oh, well, that covers even more orders. And then if you get too many orders, we'll charge you 20p an order. You know, and if you start getting too many orders, oh, but if you pay another little bit extra a month, you end up paying and paying and paying. But yeah, they're a issue. They're a freebie. So even if I took them away, apart from the people that bought them, um, so what? They're a freebie. I haven't taken them away. I've got no intention of taking them away. But they are a freebie, and that's why I get the ump when people say to me, "I've got nothing to spend my points on," because you have. You've got like thousands of coins you can spend them on. Misunderstood appears to be a favourite word. So a single straight swerve. I don't get that. When did TGBH last sell on eBay? Well, to answer that question, I'd have to have a look at. Well, okay, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can answer that question actually. If you want to put me on the spot, let's have a look and let's see. Save your comments for a minute. Don't anybody bother asking me any comments because I want a few minutes to check this out. One has put me on the spot. When did you last sell on eBay? Just now. We sold something on eBay for $5.99. We sold something else on eBay on the same username for £2.95. There are 30 orders in the bin at the moment, and I'm presuming, I'm not saying, but I'm presuming that when Logan left, it was empty. I don't know that, but I'm guessing. If it was empty, then there's 30 orders since Logan left. And those are the two eBays I'm seeing. Other than that, I'm seeing Shopify, 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 Shopify. And you can see, if you can, two eBay orders at the top of the screen. Should be. I can't even show you on the screen. Can you see the symbols over there on the you can see right at the top, you can almost see, you can see all them green symbols down the side. That's all Shopify, Shopify, Shopify. And the two on the top are eBay. That's our last eBay sales. So we've had a massive 6, 7, 8, 9 quid's worth of sales by the look of it since yesterday. I hope that answers your question. So yes, we're still on eBay, we still have some stuff for sale and we sell it on agents' accounts, but it's not working like it used to because it took 7 years to build a good account. We're trying to do all of that and replicate that using these people's accounts immediately. It don't work. Misunderstood appears to be a favourite word. What do you want to do? Do you want to hold me to account now for other people misunderstanding? No, sorry, I'm not having that. I'll have any one of you hold me to account for something I've done wrong. I'll have any one of you hold me to account for anything that's got something to do with me, but I will not have anybody hold me to account for them misunderstanding. Not having that at all. Somebody misunderstands, they need to deal with that. I'm happy to re-explain it. I'm happy to go over it. I'm happy to talk about it. But I'm certainly not having anybody have the ump because they've misunderstood something. And if there's a lot of misunderstanding going on, well then that tells me there's a lot of people not paying complete attention to what they're doing. So how many agents you got on each site, Amazon and eBay? I have no agents on Amazon. I don't know how many times I want to say that, but I have no agents on Amazon. There is only us on Amazon, and even then I don't know how many listings we've still got on there. We might have a couple of hundred. We had thousands at one point. I don't know. I've got to check it out. So I don't know. I think you should know at least that. I do know at least that. I know we haven't got any agents on Amazon, and we've got about six or eight agents on eBay. Hello Mick, Will Snell. Fev's Coins that uses the TGBCH logo on Amazon is a guy called Tony Featherstone. Thank you very much, Will. Nothing to do with me. And Tony Featherstone, if you're out there, mate, you need to come forward and you need to say sorry, and you need to sort of, I don't know, come on and say, this isn't Ian. I've nicked his photographs, but it's not Ian. Right, Coin Fan. I asked a question just before you cut out earlier and you didn't get to answer it. What are you going to do for all the people that have given you money, are expecting coins, or are expecting coins they have ordered? I did answer it, Mr. Coin Fan. I answered it. I was very exasperatedly answered it, and I very angrily answered it, if I remember rightly. And I said, please go and watch the video that I put up that says the insolvency video, because I've covered all that there. If you're talking about while the site is down, you can't spend your points. As soon as I get the site back up and running again, you can hammer the arse out of your points, as I'm sure you will, and others will. But when I get it back up and running, am I going to get it back up and running today? No. I've spent half the day on here, on live. I can't do both. I can't spend the time on here getting crucified and then go find ways of trying to deal with it. I tried to deal with it this morning with Warren and it went completely pear-shaped. And that is obviously my complete and utter responsibility. Again, I am not blaming Warren. I blame myself because I totally and utterly, completely misunderstood mine and Warren's conversation. I have completely misunderstood our conversation because I had absolutely no idea he was feeling that down and that black about the whole thing. So for me not to have picked up on that, well, I'm not doing my job properly. So, and I recognise that, and I have to take responsibility for that. I can't blame anybody. Can't blame no one. Listening to you here and streams earlier in CJ chat, it appears the entire problem is Warren. No, Warren, no. That's what you seem to want me to do. You seem to want me to blame you, so you keep poking me with that stick. You keep poking me with the same stick over and over and over and over again, putting words in my mouth, saying I'm blaming you. How loud do I need to be to say I do not blame Warren? Does everybody hear me? I mean, if you can hear me, perhaps you can put up a comment and say, Ian does not blame Warren. Maybe Warren's just not getting it. Ian does not blame Warren. I have not blamed you for anything. What I said to you was, had you gone on with a positive attitude and had you sold 3 or 4, then that money would have come in within an hour or two. I'd have paid the bill straight away. That's what I said. You took that and went, oh, it's all my fault. Oh, you're blaming me now because I didn't sell them. It's not what I said. That's two different connotations of the same conversation, same sentence. Completely different connotations. I say what I mean. If I want to blame you or anybody else, I'll look you straight in the eye and I'll blame you. I'll go, it's your fault. I don't think I've said that once. I don't think I've said it in the CJ chat. I don't think I have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've said it online. Correct me if I'm wrong. What I've said is I've answered every point you've thrown at me. I just haven't answered it good enough for you and some other people. So it's gone on and gone on and gone on and gone on and gone on. And you didn't believe me when I told you I had nothing to do with Gravesend people. It's nothing to do with me. You didn't believe me. And I have to say, don't mean to throw things in, but when John told you he had nothing to do with what was going on with the American thing, you didn't believe him. And when I told you it had nothing to do with me, you didn't believe me. And I'll say the same thing to you now as I said to you over the John fiasco. If you could go back to that moment where you chose not to believe me, and then you, at that moment you chose to believe me, what would have happened since then? Would all this have gone on like it has done? I don't think it would. Would you have gone off the rails like you did? I don't think you did. I don't think you would have done. I don't think any of this would have happened if you chose to believe me, but you chose not to believe me. You thought I was having you over, and I'm not having you over. It's nothing to do with me. And I don't care how many times somebody says it is to do with me, I will keep repeating it's nothing to do with me. Nothing whatsoever. So what's wrong with your website then? Why are you offline? Because I screwed up and I haven't paid a stupid $515 bill, that's why. Would you not... No, I'm not going to get this. Let's have a look. So I've answered Coin Fan. So the site is an oversight. The site's more than an oversight. It's a big fuck up. And it's a big fuck up that shouldn't have happened. It absolutely shouldn't have happened in the last few weeks. It shouldn't have happened. But I've had a lot on. Sorry. I'm sorry to everybody that this is inconvenienced. And again, as I was saying earlier on, I haven't used the stuff as excuses, but I have had a lot on. And John has been ill over the last week. And whatever the reminder was, we didn't get it. And I know they sent one. I never said we didn't. I told Warren that on the phone this morning, that they send a reminder, and it's been overlooked. It's just that when Warren went on stream, he said something along the lines of, Ian told me that it's got overlooked or something like that, and I just think that's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard, or something along those lines. Which is fair. He's okay to say that if he wants to say that. If he feels that strongly that what I said to him on the phone was the biggest load of crap he'd ever heard, well, okay. Can't have a go at the man for that. I just would have appreciated him telling me that on the phone. No, Ian, I think that's the biggest load of crap you've ever told me. And when I heard him say things on the live, like, it doesn't matter about the funeral. Someone was saying, give him a break. He's got a funeral and all that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter about John being ill. Doesn't matter about the funeral. And that kind of stuff. So it was a bit difficult. When you're having that kind of a spat, it's a bit difficult. But I'll be very clear, and I'll say it again and again and again and again and again. I wasn't blaming Warren. What I said to him was, and anybody can watch the stream and make up their own bloody minds. Doesn't matter what I say I said, doesn't matter what Warren says he said. It doesn't matter who says they said what. Doesn't bloody matter. Because you lot can just go and watch it and see for yourself who said what. You don't need me or Warren to say I said this and you said that. Just go on and see yourself. And it's a total fuck up and misunderstanding is what it is. And it's now got to a point where I think it's going to be difficult for Warren to back down. So, okay, I'll deal with that. I'm still saying I don't blame him. What I said was, had you gone on with a positive mind, you might have sold 3 or 4. And if we'd sold 3 or 4, or you would have sold 3 or 4, and if we'd sold 3 or 4, I'd have paid it, been back on. Boom, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. And it'd all be back online. And he took that to me blaming him. Oh, you're blaming me because I haven't sold them. And I said, no, I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying that. You're putting words in my mouth. I'm saying very clearly, had you sold some, then the money would have been there, I'd have paid it. Of course it's not his fault. It's not his fault I'm in the shit. It's not his fault site went down. It's not his fault I haven't got the money. It's not his fault I'm trying to come up with all sorts of silly airbrained ideas to get out of trouble every 5 minutes. No, none of that's his fault. Of course it ain't. I don't blame him for one little bit whatsoever about anything. The only thing I've been miffed over, angry, upset and hurt over is the fact that I had one conversation with him on the phone and I saw a completely different Warren on the screen to what I was talking to. That's my only issue. I ain't got any other issue with Warren. It seems to be being made into some massive issue. I don't have an issue with Warren. If Warren's got an issue with me, well, then Warren's going to have an issue with me and, maybe get on the phone and talk to me. But I ain't got an issue with Warren. That was my only issue. That one thing. That's my only issue. I ain't got any other issue. Right, so let's have the rest of it. What's wrong with your website? Because he ain't paid the bill. That's right. I wish people would write properly. Makes it hard to read. I'm more than certain it's not that much. Your stream this morning was an attack on Warren. No, it wasn't. I haven't attacked Warren at all. And you ain't going to wind me up, Bob. You come in here and all you want to do is stir the shit. I know exactly who you are. I'm just letting you stay. I've said tonight there's not going to be any moderating. I ain't going to do any moderating. So you can say what the fuck you like. And you can slag me off any way you like. And you know what? There's not going to be anybody to silence you. How about that? But don't think your shit stirring is going to wind me up, because it won't, sunshine. I've had better than you. A stupid bill, then pay the stupid bill, says Warren. You have given no assurances when this will be rectified and it will not happen again. No, I have given no assurances that this will not happen again. Why? Because it's likely to happen again. Why? Because I'm in the shit financially. And if it's happened to me this month, it might happen to me next month or the month after. It just means that I've got to be a bit more sensible and a bit more on the ball, and I've got to do more work, and I've got to do more to make sure it don't happen again. But looking at the situation, can I promise it will never happen again? No, I can't. So you're absolutely right. And the only assurances I've given is that I will get that bill paid this week and get it back online. You are a company that relies on a website. To not pay the bill is not an error, it's a bloody disgusting. Ian, did you forget to pay your rent, car insurance, shopping bill? No, you did not. I haven't had any wages this week, and I haven't had any wages last week. That's 2 weeks' money that I haven't paid rent. So I haven't paid rent on my house for 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks' rent that hasn't gone into the joint account that I have with Fran. So in answer to your question, no, I haven't paid the rent. I haven't paid any bills. I've just gone up for the funeral, and Fran had to pay all of the expenses for the funeral because I had no money left. So every cup of coffee that I've had, Fran has paid for. Every bite to eat, Fran has paid for. The flowers for my dad, Fran paid for. Because with all of the help that you lot gave me, you, Warren, and everybody else, and I raised that £2,000, that £2,000 went to my stepmother, and that was all the money. So I had no more money. So Fran paid for everything when I went up there. So no, I'm not paying my shopping bill. And as for car insurance, I don't pay car insurance, Warren. My wife Fran, she has the car. She pays car insurance. Yes, I pay it, I guess, because we're a couple, but she pays that out of her own wages. It's her car. I don't drive. I'm not allowed to drive. I have seizures. Something else that I have through stress. Seizures. Paul Bednall. Hello, Paul. Good evening, Ian. I hope you get through all of your problems soon. Oh, I will. It's only a tunnel. You always come out the other end of a tunnel. I have nothing to back down from. Okay, fair enough then, Warren. I have pushed Mystery Parcels, says Warren, and Raffles for months. Then the company goes into insolvency, slap in the face. Again, I backed you and pushed everything right up till 10 p.m. last night. I pushed them, and I thank you very much. From there, I thank you very much. I thank you for every second you've put in. I thank you for every second of every minute of every hour that you've worked. I thank you for everything that you've done behind the scenes, even the stuff that you've done that you haven't charged me for. I thank you for that too. I thank every CJ that's been on. Every minute of every second of every minute of every hour. I thank every moderator and every customer that comes on, whether they come on for 5 minutes or they come on regular. I thank everybody. My appreciation and my gratitude, how can that possibly be weighed up against being in the shit? What, if a person is in the shit, suddenly they're ungrateful? If a person is in the shit, oh, now you don't appreciate anything I've done because you're in the shit now. I don't get it. I don't get where this nastiness is coming from. I don't get where this spitefulness is coming from, but I'll deal with it. And I'll take it all on the chin. And I'll answer everything you want to write. Everything. No matter how bad, no matter how deep, no matter how sharp it is, I'll answer it. Read my text, Ian. I will read your text. I understand what you're saying, and for a moment I disagree. And I disagree because I have the power to just switch Warren off, as I do to switch anybody off. Just switch them off, just block, just hide, just delete. I can do that at any point to any person. But I've said tonight I'm coming on live and I will answer every question thrown at me. Now, if that starts descending into finger pointing and name calling, well, so be it. And if it gets too bad, then maybe I will start deleting. But as for answering questions, Warren has been our number one guy. He's been the guy running the channel. He's been the guy that everybody's looking to. And that number one guy, anybody else, it would be different, but that is the number one guy, and that number one guy is now falling out with you. And you're not quite sure why. So I've got to deal with it, just like anything else. If it makes me look stupid, it makes me look stupid. Push the mystery parcels, yeah, got that up to 10 o'clock last night. You two have too much love for each other to let something like this come between you. Yes, you see, now there's a thing, Tracy, right? Yes. I'm not going to descend into having a go at Warren and blaming him and name calling and all that, because I do have a lot of love for the guy and I do have a great deal of respect for him. I don't know what's pushed him over the edge. Something has. Something's done this, and I don't know what that something is. But something had to have done it in order to change from the way that it was, the conversation, to the way that he went on stream. That's all I know at the minute. Have you stopped for a second to think how this has made not only me but other CJs feel? We have backed you 100% and we're treated in this way is appalling. I don't know what is appalling. I haven't treated you in any way that's appalling. So unless anybody else is going to jump in there and say, yeah, Warren's right, you're treating us appalling, then I don't understand what you're saying, because you're on your own with that. I've done nothing to any CJs. I've not lied to them. I've not put them wrong. I've not done anything. Warren says, this big difference, Ian, is I am not scared to say it as it is. Good. I'm glad about that. I can show you tons of messages from pissed off CJs and customers, including investors, so don't make this out that this is all me and only me. I haven't made anything out to be you. Again, you're misunderstanding. What are you reading into it that I'm blaming you for? I'm not blaming you for nothing. So you've got a load of messages from pissed off customers, pissed off CJs, pissed off investors. Why are they messaging you? You're nothing to do with the business. You don't own the business. You're not paid a proper wage from the business. You're only paid in points. Most of what you're doing because you wanted to do it and you're doing a favour. You're getting paid in points. You're running the channel. You've got nothing to do with the business. So why is anybody even bothering to ask you a question? I don't get that. Everybody, every single person has my number. Every single person. So anybody wants to ring me, they can ring me. Anybody wants to talk to me, they can talk to me. Anybody wants to text me, they can text me. Might take me a while to answer everybody, but you don't need to answer questions. So I don't know why people are asking you questions. It's nothing to do with you. Treated in what way, I have no idea. How any way I'm treating anybody is appalling. I've done nothing to treat anybody appalling. Right, Laughter says, seems like everyone is only just realising how bad it is. That's the issue. I have no idea what the bloody issue is, to be honest with you. Apart from what kicked off, and I'll bring it back to that, digress or not, what kicked all this off was that flipping Gravesend business. Why the hell are you having to explain who paid for flowers, etc.? What the hell is wrong with people? I have no idea what's wrong with people. And I have no idea why I wasn't... Yeah, I have no idea why it's important that, you know, I have no idea. Just like I have no idea why I have to go through all this shit while I'm dealing with my personal issues. I wouldn't put half of this on somebody else if they went through what I've had to go through over the last week or month. No. I wouldn't put a fraction of this on somebody else. I have to ask what's going to happen to my 11 grand, mate. One way or another, I will find a way of settling. I'm not going under, Mr. G. I fucked up. And I fucked up big time. And we've got a bill that hasn't been paid, a stupid $500 bill. But then again, we're in the shit financially, so probably there wasn't the money in the bank to pay the direct debit. But he knew that anyway. You know, but I've been honest about that. We've been having a problem. I've been trying to raise money. Been trying to deal with things, and now I'm trying to take Royal Mint and 288 to court so I can get paid, settle everybody that way. But, you know, you want to ask me you might as well ask me what the weather's going to be like in 6 months' time at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, as to ask me exactly what's going to be happening from anybody. I don't mean that disrespectfully to Mr. G. I'm just saying, for anybody to ask me what's going to happen in 6 months' time, I can't tell you. What I can say is I'm working day and night on it. And I'm dealing with it, and I will deal with it, and I will get the website back online when I get some more money in. And that'll be done this week. Until then, I can't get the website back online. As soon as I've paid it, I imagine it will come online within an hour. But until I've paid it, I can't. I came up with an idea this morning that might have covered it. I might have been able to raise a couple of grand online, but then, you know. Right. Where are we? Right, so I was just going to 11 grand. Ron says 11 grand. Yeah, I'm not asking, nor do I want your thanks. All I want is honesty, and I'm not the only one. Well, you're getting it. If you can't recognise honesty when it's staring you in the face, well then that's up to you. I can't force you to.
I'd like you to take
Yes, Mr. G has 11 grand invested. Mr. G has 11 grand invested, and he's not the only one. There are other people that have got more money than Mr. G invested. Ron wants to go, oh, bad news for you, mate. What we're going to do, start taking a piss out of each other now? Is that where we're going to descend to? Oh, do you want to tell him or shall I? Oh, well, he's lost his money. Oh, you wanker. Is that what you want to do? Really? Is that what I'm going to look at? You want to just start taking a piss out of each other now? You're not content with taking a piss out of me. You want to take the piss out of each other. You want to ask Mr. G all nicely, oh, how much did you invest, mate? Oh, mate, how much did you invest? Oh, I invested 11 grand. Ah, ha, ha, what a knob. Is that the kind of people you are? Really? Because if it is, fuck off.
Ian, can you take a 5-minute break so you can smoke and just take time out and have a cup of tea, please?
If that's the kind of people you really, really are, those kind of people can fuck right off. Out of my face, off my channel, and go and play with somebody else. Go and wind somebody else up. Fucking come on here And you want to take the piss out of me, take the piss out of me, I don't mind. Have a go at me, do it. Do it, do it, do it. But you want to come on here and start, well, calm down here, bollocks. You come on here, look at what you've written. And have some fucking decency if you want me to calm down, and go and delete them fucking comments right now. You nasty people taking the piss out of each other. If you really think that that's okay, I don't. I think that's nasty. I think that's like waiting for somebody to fall over and then laugh at them. All right, Mr. G might lose his money. He might lose some of his money. Won't lose all of it. He might lose some of his money. If he does, okay, if he does. Let's talk about that then, shall we? If he does, what are you going to do? You're going to make videos? Yeah? Yeah? Make videos? Oh, in the wanker. Let's take the piss out of Mr. G. Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, she's right. I'm going to calm myself right down and fucking have an heart attack in front of you, taking the piss out of each other. Disgusting. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to face you. And I'm going to face each and every one of you. And if Mr. G decides to come down here and knock on my door, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open the door. And I'm going to go, Mr. G, come in. I'll face each and every one of you. I'll face people I owe money to, and I'll face people I don't. I'll face people that want to point the finger, and I'll face people that don't. But I ain't going to go nowhere. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to do what I've been doing for the last 2 years. I'm going to fight for my business. I'm not going to fight for a coin channel community that doesn't want itself. I mean, you do get that, don't you? You do start to understand that, don't you? I've put a phenomenal amount of money into this so-called coin community that actually doesn't want itself. You built it up and you tore it down. You loved all the community. Oh, we're all sending each other coins. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Oh, haven't I made some lovely friends? Oh, isn't this great? Isn't Ian a wonderful guy? Oh, let's make Ian Prime Minister. Let's make Ian President. Oh, he's fucking wonderful. And we build up all this wonderful community. And then what happened? Let's have a look. What happened? You started tearing strips off each other. You actually started on each other. You started taking chunks out of each other, like animals in a cage. And as soon as somebody put a foot wrong, rawr, as soon as something else happened, rawr, 2 and 2 makes 6, 2 and 2 makes 8, rawr, rawr, non-stop. Your community. Your community. I mean, I left you alone to do all of that. I'm just a soppy git that paid for it.
Yeah.
So who's the joke on? Who's the joke really on? Is the joke on the CJs for coming in and just what I thought was having fun and doing CJing? Yeah, helping my business, but you know, with all the raffles that were done and with all the money that's been done online, let's face it, it didn't even pay for itself. The channel was costing me £2 a week. And for the moment, I don't give a rat's ass what anybody's saying. I don't care what anybody's saying. I don't care about the comments. Could I have one, please?
Yeah, you can, but you need to take 5 minutes.
I will
please.
take 5 minutes because I will.
Yeah, well now then. I'm putting my foot down. I'm putting my foot down. Because you've got indigestion pain and I don't know whether that is indigestion pain or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 minutes, you'll be
Yeah, see, I'm going to care a little bit about my health. fuck it, I don't care who that upsets. I'm going to care a little bit about my life. I'm going to put this down. I'm not going to come offline. I'm going to put it down, and you can chat amongst yourselves. You can call me all the snakes under the sun, and we'll come back and we'll have it all over again. But before I just come off, I will finish that bit off. This community, this so-called community, you wanted that. I never set out to build a community. I just set out to be trappy, mouth almighty Ian, sounding off about the Royal Mint and 288 group. That's all I started out doing. And in fact, I didn't even start out doing that. I started out doing the videos because of my illness and being in hospital and not being able to write newsletters. That's what I started doing. And then that led into the issues with the Royal Mint and 288 group and me doing more and more and more and more videos, which ultimately led to me doing a 36-hour live stint and then me doing 5 hours a day just to give them loads and loads and loads of hours to trawl through in case they wanted to sue me. Then the CJs started coming on. Now the idea, if you remember, was not to pay Steve and Hannah and Warren and Dean and Matt and Scott and everybody else and the Americans and pay for my channel ongoing all the time. What I suggested to everybody was, I will pay you to stream on my channel, but my advice to you is video yourself streaming and then edit that video and put it on your own channel. And when you edit that video, you can edit it and just put all the best bits in. So you do the live and the boring bit, the live on my channel, and then you video it, and then you do edit it and put it on your own channel. That's what I suggested to every single CJ. I didn't suggest to every CJ to come on and work as a job and just work on my channel forever. So what I wanted was to help other people. I started saying to people, yeah, come in and yeah, we'll put your thingy in, tell us who your website is and tell us who your coin channel is. We'll come send a few subscribers your way. I just want to help a few people, and that led into people coming on, doing live streams, helping me with the 5-hour stints that I had. The first person being Steve Fraser, who came in and did a live hour stream to take over from me. But that's how it went, and you know that's how it went. And then this community seemed to be born. And now I'm paying for more and more hours. I mean, it started off at just 5 hours a day. Now I'm paying for 12 hours a day. Then I'm paying for nearly 24 hours a day. And now the channel starts costing us a lot of money. Albeit in goods, albeit in points, and they go and they buy their points. They buy the stock with their points or whatever. But it's still points that they've earned. It's still money they've earned. No one's paid any tax on that, I don't suppose. It's all money that people have earned, and they've been able to buy hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds, if not, some of them even thousands of pounds worth of stuff. What's the next thing? Someone going to go, oh yeah, but your prices are a little bit high. So fucking what? You've got hundreds of pounds or thousands of pounds worth of free stuff on it. Anybody that earns points, anybody that earned 500 quid worth of points and bought 500 quid worth of products, you know, it's up to them if they want to ring up the tax man and say, oh, I did some work and I got paid 500 quid worth of goods. If they want to choose to do that, that's up to them. But anyway, the community, you built that up. You wanted the community, so I give you the community. I give you the community and I trust you. I trust you with the keys to the vault. I trust you with the keys to my house. That's what my YouTube is. You can do it all sorts of damage, you can do it all sorts of good. I'm trusting you with that. And I did trust you with that. And in my house, there were some that disrespected. Just like once when I had a party and people were standing there and I saw somebody across the kitchen take the top off a bottle of beer and let the top fall on the floor, my kitchen floor. And he saw it fall and he didn't even bother. That kind of disrespect. That kind of disrespect was going on in my house, my YouTube channel. I have never come into any one of you's YouTube channel and disrespected you. Not once. Not only am I having people come into my house, my channel, disrespecting me, I'm paying them to disrespect me. I'm paying people to come into my house and disrespect me. How do you put that in sensible terms? That would be like one of you paying me to come into your house, and I come into your house and I start trashing it. I spill tea over your couch, and what a kind of disrespect have I had in my house, in my channel, between CJs, between different CJs, between different people. And if anybody thinks there hasn't been disrespect in my house, then you're living on cloud nine. I have paid every single time people have fallen out online, live on a stream. I have paid for that. Thank you. Every time you've fallen out with somebody live on stream, I have paid for that. Thank you. And so is Mr. G. And so is Ron. And so have all these other people. They're paying for that. Every time somebody rips me off, everybody, who do you think's paying for it? I ain't got a money tree in the garden. So then we get to a stage where now you're taking chunks. Well, for the last month, people have been taking chunks out of each other. Row, row. And it's all been that. There's been so much backbiting and so much scratching going on. It's been unreal, and I've had enough of it. That's it for me. I've hit my line. I told everybody I had a line. I have my own lines, like Warren has his line, and Mr. G will have his line, and Ron will have his line, whatever that may be on. Well, I have mine, and my line was crossed with non-con, and I said so. He crossed my line. That's my line, and he's crossed it. So he's gone. Well, I've had my line, and my line has been crossed with the damage stuff like this has done my channel, and the nastiness, and the scratching, and the misunderstandings, and the, as somebody said to me, the animals taking over the zoo, and everybody's scratching and taking chunks out of each other, and all of that. Had enough. That's it. That's my line drawn. My line has been crossed. No more channel. Gone. It was your community and you don't want it. You don't even want to look after something that you want. You say you want the community. You say you want to all be friends. You want to send each other coins and all this business, but when it really comes down to it, all I'm seeing is people wanting to take chunks out of each other. And when I saw what I saw over Mr. G there, that just made me rage, and I haven't seen another comment since. I haven't bothered reading another comment since. Because I get it that you want to take the piss out of me. I get it. Oh, do I? I get it that you want to take the piss out of me. But when one of your own falls over in a puddle, you want to stand and laugh at him and point a finger. Nah, you lose my respect when you do that kind of thing. I don't do that. I was never that kind of bully. I don't laugh at people's misfortunes. I try and help them. So I will carry on fighting. I'm going to be back in a minute and I'll carry on talking. But I will carry on fighting. No matter what happens, I'll carry on fighting. And I'll carry on fighting or I will die. And I'll carry on fighting until I get the likes of Mr. G and everybody else that's paid good money and I get them paid back. Until Mr. G hasn't been paid back, he's not been shafted. Neither Mr. G or anybody else can say they've been shafted if they haven't been paid back on time. And I'm hoping that the worst thing that Mr. G or anybody else can say about me is that he paid me late. That's what I'm hoping. So don't anybody tell me that I overreacted on that. You go back and have a look at your messages, and if you've got any shame, you'll go and delete the ones that shouldn't be there. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have a cigarette. I don't even know if I can put it on mute, to be honest. I don't know what I can do with it. Mute microphone. microphone. Let's see if there's anybody actually watching, which I doubt. I suppose everybody's gone now. Freezing that. Alright, got to watch it don't cover up the microphone. Okay, now 63 people watching. Oh, there was. No, 2 of them just went. As soon as I come back, 2 of them left. Let's have a look and see what kind of comments I've missed. Blimey, there's a lot. Jesus Christ on a bike. Right. Alright, let's see if there's anything worth answering. $500 is more than just 1 month's bill, right? No, it's not. It's probably 1 month's bill because we get charged for every order. So Shopify charges for each order, so the amount we have to pay goes up each month or down each month depending on how many orders we do. And if we get, I don't know, 100 orders of people just using points, we still have to pay for each order. 888 group, change checker, Royal Mint, all conspiring against you. Pull the other one. No, I didn't say they was conspiring against me, Soapboy 9000. You obviously haven't listened to anything that I've been saying. And it's not 888 group, it's 288 group, change checker, Royal Mint, not Royal Mail. And they're not conspiring against me, they've been conspiring against you for a long time, and I've been highlighting that, but if you don't see it, you don't see it. You was fully aware this bill could not be paid, yet us CJs continued to push stop for you. Stop for a second and think how your CJs feel now. Well, again, if everybody feels the same as you do, then I guess they're going to feel gutted, because they're going to feel lied to. But that's assuming you're correct and that I knew, and I didn't know until this morning. You obviously don't believe that. That's fine. I can't make you believe what you don't want to believe. But I only knew this morning. It's the first thing I knew of it. When I sent the message into the group chat, it was the first thing I knew about it. So you can believe that or not believe that. That's your choice. Hannah says, I don't think anyone wants to take the piss out of anyone. This is getting out of hand. You're absolutely right, Hannah. I'll pay your bus fare, Mr. G, says Soapboy. Yeah. And maybe someone will laugh at you if you fall over and hurt yourself one day. Instead of, you know.
Soapboy, why is it called Soapboy?
Would you ever reveal how much people have invested and how much they are expecting back? Yes, I would. Why wouldn't I? But just to tell you so that you can, what, rip the piss out of that as well? I'll tell you if there's a reason to tell you, and at the moment there's no reason to tell you. It's not your business. If you haven't invested in it, then it's not your business. Sorry if that sounds rude, but it's not. It would be Mr. G's business if he wanted to ask me that, and Mr. G would get an answer. Not on here, but he would get an answer. Grand total. You know, do you want to come on and give us all the grand total of your debts and what you owe money for and all the things you bought? I'll tell you it's made me feel. I feel I have lied to people and conned people. You knew you could not pay the bill. Stop and ask yourself how we feel. So yes, people. Again, I can only reiterate, yes, if I knew, you would be exactly right in that comment again and again and again. But however, all of these comments of the same thing that you're making are centered around the fact that I knew I couldn't pay the bill and I didn't know. So again, you believe it or not. You are the one that is so toxic to this community. Just look at how you are carrying on right now. No problem, Coin Fan. Fuck off. Is that not clear enough for you? You don't want to be here. You don't like my channel. You don't like me. Fuck off. How's that? The viewers conspiring too. That's a long list. What viewers? Who said the viewers were conspiring? What's the matter with you? Pay attention or don't bother asking a question. Asking stupid questions without actually properly putting what you're talking about. Honestly. Because I make a joke, I'm responsible for this now. No, Ron, you're not responsible. Sometimes we make jokes and we don't mean any harm, and we make jokes and sometimes those jokes can maybe backfire a little bit. And maybe that one did. It got me angry. I'm sorry I got angry, and I'm sorry I got angry at you. It was one of those, maybe we could agree on the fact, Ron, maybe we could agree on the fact that it was one of those bad moment jokes. You know, when you can make a joke that ordinarily might be funny, but at that moment, in that precise context, maybe it wasn't. That's all I'm saying. I don't mean any disrespect to you. I just flipped at that a bit. Message retracted. Warren, it is totally down to Ian. He can't be man enough to admit that. Ah, I see. Oh, fuck.
That's Warren.
Right, he can't be man enough. No, it's not Warren saying it. There's someone talking to Warren saying it is totally down to Ian. He just can't be man enough to admit that. Right? You know, I don't call people stupid. And I don't call people stupid for a reason. But mate, you are getting really, really close. Because you just don't listen, do you? How many times have I said my responsibility? No matter what happens, it's my responsibility. I can't do any more than hold my hands up and say it's my responsibility. But it seems to me that you're cocking the deafening. If the community is so bad, close the channel, stick with your rip-off shop and be off with you. Absolutely right, Soap Boy, so fuck off. Okay, the charity of Donna's Dream House, says Kim. Only asking as concerned they're not getting their holidays. I spoke to Louise about the Donna's Dream House, and we arranged a date in January after we come back off the Christmas holidays, etc. And Louise, I think it was Louise that I was talking to, was okay with that. So if that's changed, I'm sure she'll let me know. But as far as I know, that's not changed, so that date is still okay with me. I subscribed to this channel not long. I don't know why that's not showing the whole comment. From what I've seen, you only ever see this, kept this channel and his business going for a while. It's none of your faults. That's from what I've seen as a newbie. Oh, shit. That's JD Slots and mobile gaming videos. Absolutely correct. I agree with you. I don't disagree with that one little bit, JD. You know, they have. All of them. All of them. Dragon Lord Coins, Steve Fraser, Hannah, all of them. They've all done their bit. They've all done marvellous. They've all done fantastic. And I haven't for 1 second taken any of that away from them. You know, I think what they've done is great. 61 watchers, a record, I think. Lots of interest in this topic. 66 people watching now, Steve. Mick Smith, I must be listening to a different video. I'm damn sure that Ian has repeatedly accepted full responsibility for everything, like 20 times in 5 minutes at one point. Thank you, Mick. Thank you very much for noticing. Right, so Warren again, Yeah, see, won't believe it. So you can't make somebody believe something they don't want to believe. You can take an horse to water, but you can't make him drink. When even last night Ian was asking me to push Raffles when he knew he could not pay a bill. Sorry, that has made me feel responsible for asking people to buy from him. That's because you don't believe that I didn't know until this morning. If you actually believe that I didn't know until this morning, then what you said there turns out to be complete bollocks, doesn't it? Laughter. What's actually caused the money issues? Too much down in stock, not enough custom, expenses. It's certainly not your prices. Ha 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 ha. At Mick Smith, says Warren, I like you, I respect you, but has he admitted he lied to people? Has he accepted how he's made us feel as CJ's pushing his stock? Yes, I've accepted how I feel, however you feel as CJ's, however you feel betrayed, however you feel annoyed, however you feel upset, I understand. Have I lied to you? No, not for 1 second. I made that conscious decision when I decided to go public with the insolvency. There's no point about lying. There's no point about lying about anything. How the hell do you pay tax on points? It's ever so easy. You just ring them up and you say, I'm earning money, but I'm being paid in goods. And then they'll tell you how much you owe in tax. It's that simple. Steve says, the community now exists and it will remain whatever the circumstances. I'm sure it will, but not on my channel, Steve. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not paying for people to talk badly about me. I'm not paying for that. If people want to talk badly about me, that's great. I've got no problem with Warren or anybody whatsoever, saying anything about me whatsoever, slating me, picking every fault possible with me. I honestly have no problem with anybody doing that. 1 million of you can go and do that if you want, but on your own channel. I'm not paying any one of you to slag me off on my own channel, sorry. And if that means I'm up my own arse, well, I'm up my own arse. Coin Fan says, Lighty collects, Warren, you have just been working so hard to keep this sinking ship afloat. We all know where the blame lies. Can't disagree with that, can we? You did not give us the community, for fuck's sake, we created it. Absolutely correct, Warren. I've been saying that all the way along. Even at the point when I tried to give it to you. Do you remember? I've never said I created it. I've never said it was mine. I've never tried to put myself on any kind of pedestal. Thank you very much. In fact, rather the opposite. I'm a little bit more humble than that. It's not my community. It was your community. All of you, it was your community, and you fucked it up. All of you. All of you that took part in any kind of shenanigans whatsoever for 1 single second, you helped fuck it up. Is that clear enough, do you think? Warren mentions the Donna's Dream House again. Yeah, well, I've covered that, but I'm sure it's going to be mentioned every time I come on stream, because it's, you know, these things, they're bullets. They're things that people can use all the time. If you trust the community, then walk away from it. Give it to the community and just walk away. Yeah, who am I going to give it to, CoinFan141? You? Someone like you that likes stirring the shit, you want me to give it to you, dear? I'll pay for pay for everything that's happened. Yes, it might need for it. Nobody else got their wallet out. I paid for it. So I think if I paid for it, it must sort of belong to me in some kind of a way. But I never wanted a community. And I actually tried to give it back to you, if you remember. But again, you haven't paid any attention. You come to me on this day of my company's failure and ask me to do you a favour. Once again, you make no sense. What Lighty Collect saying, what the fuck? Absolutely right. You make no sense, mate, whatsoever.
Yeah, and all this,
Mick Smith says,
when you have just come back.
yeah,
You know.
I know, just come back and all of that. Yeah, funeral, nobody gives a fuck.
No.
Heart attack, nobody gives a fuck. Warren, thank you. But I'm seriously thinking this should be discussed, sorted out in-house, mate. You're absolutely right. But I have tried so hard and nobody wants to talk to me, so I've left a message. If anybody wants to phone me, they can. Or I'll do it live, and I think the best thing to do is do it live. At this stage, take it offline? Nah, let's do it live. I want somebody to really trip me up. I really want it. Do you know why I want it so bad? Because I know it's not going to be possible. And why won't you be able to trip me up? You won't be able to trip me up because I'm not bollocksing you. I'm not bullshitting you. That's why you won't be able to trip me up. But I want you to try. Are you for real? Your community is disrespecting you. No. No. My community is not disrespecting me. No. The community is disrespecting itself.
It's not your community. Well, you are the
Yeah, I've answered that. Thomas Dream Mouse, answered that. Unless Lou suddenly tells me she wants the money earlier for some reason, I've already made an arrangement over the timing for that. Soapboy 9000. So the investments have been spent. You really must be the brains of the outfit. No, the investments ain't been spent. I'll just take the investment and just put it in a non-interest account and then pay them back with interest. What do you think? Of course the investments have been spent. They get spent on investing in a business. You know, what do you think pays for the £10 an hour for all the CJs? 12 hours a day, £120 a day, and more besides when it was 24 hours or whatever.
Yeah, don't go into money.
Okay, let's talk about disrespect, shall we? Do you seriously want this done live? Think careful, please. You want this live? I want everything live. I've got nothing to hide.
Who's that, Warren?
I'm not going to get into a slanging match, so... it's a kind of descending into a slagging match, a bit like a playground thing. Isn't it going to achieve anything apart from more nastiness?
I agree. It's
For fuck's sake, we don't want a community because no one will send you $500. That's fine. That's fine. Bollocks. Let it go. Difficult to keep up with all of these. That's the trouble. But we'll try. Keep trying. Where are we? No one will send you $500. Actually, it's not that no one will send me $500. It's just that I've spent literally most of the bloody day on this live. So do you expect me, seriously, to be on here for hours and hours and travelling and have everything sorted? For goodness sake. Give someone a break. Fuck's sake, you know where I've been, you know where I'm coming home from, and you expect me to do everything in 10 minutes? The thing with the Yanks was never going to end well, Ian. Can't blame Warren for that. I haven't blamed Warren for everything. Are you deaf? Are you seriously deaf? Hannah says, why destroy a community? I don't know, Hannah. Why? The community is destroying itself. I'm not doing nothing. I've been out of the frame for most of the time. In fact, most of the time that, you know, it kept descending and people kept falling out, I wasn't even around. Every time I left the scene, suddenly people fell out. It's breaking my heart too, Tracy. I've known some shit in my time, I tell you, and I've known some people changing their mind and going off the rails, but not like, you know, it gets different every time. It should be done live, it's good out there, and everyone deserves to know what's going on or been going on. Yeah, absolutely.
I can't do anything. My phone's
Community
not
can be rebuilt very easily. Not on my channel, it won't be. I gave the keys to my house, and look what happened to it, so no. So shall we talk about the CJ who was given a £1,500 laptop and also got 25% commission on certain stocks? Okay, all right, we'll talk about that.
Why? That's fine.
No, because what Warren wants to do at the moment is he's taken the attitude, oh, you want to do it live, do you? All right then, come on, let's do it live, I'll give it to you. Well, all right, let him. Let him give it to me.
Go to sleep.
No, it's all right, let him give it to me. I will I've said I'll answer every question, and by God, I will answer every question. So the CJ that was given a £1,500 laptop, I bought a laptop for me, and I bought it to do streaming, and I bought it using John's credit card, 1,500 quid. And where are we? There we are. And I bought it using John's credit card, 1,500 quid. And I took it with me to the Royal Mint, and I gave it to Dean of My Family Collects, who was going to try and set up the Twitch. And that didn't work out very well. And then I had the bright idea of either letting Warren use the laptop or John Gamble. So I phoned Warren, and I said to Warren, what do you think? You know, have you got a decent computer? Because you're my first choice. You're doing so much streaming. So Warren said, my laptop's shit, but my computer's good. So I said to him, well, it was either give it to you or give it to John Gamble. What do you think? And he said, well, because John Gamble didn't have a computer at all. He was doing everything off his phone. So Warren said, okay, give it to John Gamble. That sounds a better idea. So I did. And I gave it to John Gamble, and I said to John Gamble, I'll give it to you and I'll work it off with your points. And he agreed. And then, within a couple of weeks of that, it all kicked off with the Americans. Then it all went funny between John Gamble and Warren. And then I got no more work out of John Gamble. So at the moment, I'm down one laptop and I'm not getting paid for it. So that's the answer to that one. 25% commission on certain stocks, yes, because I was doing a deal with John Gamble and I was going to let him take over the American category. And the deal was that if he did all of the work, including sorting all of the coins and dating them and mint marking them, which is a huge job, even worse than doing our 1p's and 2p's, it is a humongous job doing thousands of American coins, a job I would not want to do. And I said to John, if you're interested, you do that, and I'll give you access to the site, and you take over the category. We'll reprice stuff, because I know I've got stuff on there too expensive. We'll reprice it, and we'll start doing a lot of trade in the American stuff if we make it cheap enough. But I can't keep on top of it. So if you keep on top of it, and you run it, essentially, run it as a sort of a your own business, if you like, within a business, just run that one category, I'll give you 25%. And I'll give you 25% of the stock that I've already got, i.e. you'll get 25% no matter what sells, whether it's my stock or whether it's stuff that you've sorted. Fair's fair. So I hope that answers that one. How late are we talking? Don't know what it is. Trust me, you will regret doing it live. I don't think I will. You must have thousands in stock then, Ian. I've already covered that. We are supposed to be a community, not a bunch of kids. Bang on, Nick. Steve says, the community now exists and it will remain whatever the circumstances. I'd like to see that happen. Very much so, Steve. Maybe you would like to take the mantle. And I mean that with the greatest respect too. Maybe you'd like to take the mantle of doing it on your channel. And keep it going that way. But it's not going to carry on my channel. Not if I'm getting this kind of stuff. No, not this kind of behaviour. Strange the community regarding DDH have not been answered. Yeah, you keep putting up the comments about Donna's Dream House, and I've already answered it about 3 or 4 times. Mr. G says, I'm fine, I have no idea what is going on here, but do call me as I can probably help, probably time for bed. I'll chat to you, Mr. G, in the next couple of days. I'm not stressing in that sense, and I'm not panicking over anything, but by all means I'll talk to you. Ron M said, Mr. G, just so you know, I was joking, mate. And Steve Fraser once again saying the community now exists and it will remain whatever the circumstances. There is a community there, and I totally agree with him. Warren, he did say he wasn't reading any of the messages. Yeah, I wasn't reading any of those messages at the time. Have we spoken of the fact that staff members did not get paid the week before Christmas? No, I don't think we did, Warren. So last week, as I told everybody, I didn't get any wages, John didn't get any wages, Logan got wages, Kelly got wages. This week, I didn't get any wages, John didn't get any wages, and I don't think Logan or Kelly got any wages either.
You can't.
I can't be 100% sure, but I don't think they did. So things are quite dicey there. So that's answered that question. And obviously, you know, the bit about before Christmas is putting a bit more of a sort of an emotional thing on that question, and I get that. And it is shit, and I told them it was shit, but I was honest with them, just like I've been honest with you.
It's shit for
And they
everybody,
appreciate my
including you,
honesty.
'cause you
Unlike
got the
some
wrong
people
wage.
on here, they actually appreciate my honesty. And what?
Let them appreciate that actually you haven't got your wages 2
Yeah,
weeks
and they appreciate
before
I haven't had
Christmas.
any wages
Thanks
in 2
very
weeks.
much for mentioning it.
But thanks very much for mentioning that. And you want to talk about disrespect? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I respect all my staff. I respect all the people that do things for me, whether it might be Mick writing articles, you on the channel, whether it might be Kelly doing the post, whether it might be John doing what he can, Logan. I respect everybody and I respect everything that everybody does. I load people up with work, but I do respect them for doing it. I love a coin or two says, still trading on eBay, just under a different name, still from Weymouth, it's definitely TGBCH.
Oh.
Is it really? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Send the link.
CoinFan141, I love a coin or two, what is the link? Put the link up. Oh no, you can't put the link up because no
It
one's a
doesn't
moderator.
exist.
And so, do I care? I don't give a fuck, it ain't me. I know that, it's not me. So whoever it is,
Just like the
good luck
Amazon
to him
one,
in
I
Weymouth.
suppose.
But it ain't me. Know what I mean? Oh, 1 minute. Oh, hang on. There's a bloke up in Sheffield. He sells coins. Wait. No, there's a guy in Edinburgh. He sells. Oh, is that fucking me and all? Is it? What are we going to do now? We're going to look for anybody that uses the words "the Great British Coin Hunt" and go, "Oh, that's Ian." What a wanker you make yourself out to be. Comments like that, what a wanker. And someone trading using all of TGBCH picks and coins on Amazon, and this is not you. Seriously, we think we are thick. Well, I know that the person in Gravesend is not me. I also know that we had a load of stuff taken off of Amazon. I don't know if we've still got some stuff on there and which site it's on, but I can find out and I will let people know next week. What was the part of the question? And this is not you. Yeah. So there may be some of our stuff on Amazon. I've said that over and over again. There may be some stuff on Amazon. I've said that since this afternoon, since I remembered to comment the quick chat that I had with John at the time, and he said something to me about losing something on Amazon and not the others, but I can't remember. I need to find that out. So stop holding me over the coals over something I can't answer when I've already told you I can't answer it. All I can tell you is Gravesend ain't me. Believe that or don't believe it. That's entirely up to you. I don't care. I've now got to the point where I don't care what you believe. I know that Gravesend is not me. I don't know how many times I've got to keep saying that. John White. Hello, John. I didn't expect to see you today, mate. You shouldn't even been here. You're not well enough. That's none of your business, Warren. And actually, staff members were paid. In my opinion, it is your incessant criticism and negative commenting which is perpetuating all this on live. Oh, I didn't know the staff had been paid. So the staff have been paid. Staff not being paid days before Christmas, you knew you did not have the funds to pay this bill, but you pushed us to sell stock. Right, I'm going to answer that because that's just a stream of consciousness, that is. Staff not being paid days before Christmas. Well, John's just come in before you and said they have. So unless Logan or Kelly come on here and say John's bullshitting, they've been paid. You knew this. You knew you did not have the funds to pay this bill. No, I didn't know I did not have the funds to pay this bill. I didn't know until this morning. And I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again. But you pushed us to sell stock, raffles, etc., knowing full well the site would be shut down. No, I didn't get you to push stock and raffles knowing the site would get shut down. I got you to push stock and raffles thinking it might happen and telling you it might happen by coming on and being honest with everybody and saying I'm in the shit. Well, when somebody says they're in the shit, that does mean they're in the shit. It doesn't mean they're pretending. It means they're being honest and they're saying they're in the shit. I love a coin or two says, definitely them on Amazon, still the same amount of listing, nothing has changed. Well, I'm not even going to answer the Amazon. The only thing I will, I'm not even, I'm not answering anything about whether I've got coins on Amazon until I've spoken to John and found out whether or not we can answer that question. John White says, like he collects, I have asked Ian to do it privately, he refuses. Bollocks, Warren. That's the first time I'm saying that to you, but that's bollocks and you know it. I put a message in the chat and every CJ here watching
He said the same back to
saw
me.
that. I put a message in the chat that says, if anybody wants to speak to me, I'm going on live soon. If anybody wants to speak to me, speak to me. You haven't wanted to talk to me on the phone. John White, nobody knew. It gets an automatic debit that wasn't honoured. There you go. It was a direct debit. And Ian told me this morning staff did not get paid, so now is he lying? No, he's not lying, Warren. He's not lying because he wasn't sure if the staff got paid. And I said, I don't think they've got paid. Maybe you didn't pay attention. I don't know every answer to every question every minute of the day. I don't know. And I didn't know whether the staff had been paid. I know I haven't been paid because I've had no money going to my private account, so I know I've not been paid. Mr. G says, don't staff discussions happen in a private room? Yes, they do, Mr. G. We've got a CJ chat for that on WhatsApp. But I had a conversation with Warren on the phone, and I will say again, I've said it 100 times already to everybody out there, that I am upset and really upset about one thing and one thing only. The only thing I'm upset with is the fact that I had a conversation with Warren on the phone where he sounded like he was 100% supportive of me, and then he got off the phone, went on the live and did the absolute opposite. And I am kicking myself because I should have known. I obviously thought he was 100% supportive and he wasn't. And somehow I've got to try and sit and think and remember that conversation and think about what point he wasn't. I don't know. It's all confusing. But fuck it. If my life is to be rung inside out online, let it be so. JD Slot says, John White, this has got nothing to... Oh yeah, here we go. Nothing to do with Warren, so wind your neck in. Let me tell you something, Mr. JD Slots, you wind your neck in. Because John White, he's my other half. Something, oh yeah, we'll come to that. Something I heard Warren say earlier on about the distinguishing between partnership. 7 years ago, when John started working for me, I gave him an option. Nice simple one. John, you work for me on wages. If I get big, I get big. It's my money. You're on wages. Or you don't earn any wages and you work with me as a partner. What do you want to do? John said, I'll take the wages. I'd rather have a small amount of money than a perhaps maybe. And that's what we did. And even though that's what we did, and John is no more than that, as far as I'm concerned, in my head, he's a partner. How difficult is that to understand for anybody? As the suing the Royal Mint Fund still there then, as lots of people have invested in that and don't think that's going to happen anyway? Yeah, well maybe, you know, it would be nice if you actually wrote a question properly. Just one question properly. Yes, the Royal Mint Fund is still there and we're using it to pay the solicitors that we've got involved at the moment. Mick Smith says, Warren, this really doesn't want discussing on here. It isn't right. No, it's not right. It's ridiculous, especially over a misunderstanding. A1 Collectors UK, as far as I can understand, TGBCH is still a going concern with a cash flow issue. That's absolutely correct. I have dealt with Ian for longer than most on here and he always gets issued sorted. Thank you very kindly for that. He also goes on to say, I would think he will get this issue sorted also. He still has stock, lots of it. Help him turn it into money and the website will be back up, mounting out of a molehill. And I couldn't agree more. This could have been sorted out so easily. John White, exactly G, but Warren has a bee in his bonnet. He does a bit. No, you haven't insisted that you would do this privately, Warren. And it's clear about that in the group chat. Sorry, mate, but that's not true. And I was available for you on the phone, and I'm still available for you on the phone. And I'm happy to talk to you after I come off stream. I'll talk to you tonight, I'll talk to you tomorrow, I'll talk to you the next day, I'll talk to you any day this week. John White quite rightly says that doesn't mean that point scoring is necessary. That's a lot of what's going on here. Over an unpaid bill that will no doubt be paid. What a shitstorm over very little. It is a shitstorm over very little. It is a shitstorm over very little. I've gone up for a funeral. Sorry. Sorry. And I've been a bit busy. Sorry. And John has been ill. In and out of actual consciousness over the last week. Sorry. He's got stage 4 lung cancer. I'm sorry. And we're trying to run a business. Fucking hell.
Time out, 5 minutes. Your nurse says time out, 5 minutes.
John, you're a nice guy, says Warren. We get on, but please do me a favour. Watch this morning's stream, watch tonight's stream, then reread the CJ WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's been anything going on in the CJ WhatsApp group. Do not call me tonight, says Warren. You have had your say. I will have mine after. This is somebody that's asking me to... I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to the point of not caring.
Time out, 5 minutes, please.
I've got reading these so I can catch up at least. I just need to catch up. I know, babe, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I just need to catch up with the comments. Otherwise, I won't know where I am.
Okay.
After everything I have done, says Warren. You've done fantastic. No one's taken away anything that you've done, but all of this is over a misunderstanding, and I will keep saying that until I'm blue in the face. I think some people on here need to open their eyes and see what's going on, and I've sat on here for years just watching. Trouble is, there's lots of very misplaced loyalty going on. You will wish you listened. Well, fuck off then. Why are you even here? Why are you even here? Is your life so bad, so sad, that you've got fuck all else to do but come onto a stream that you don't like and talk to a bloke you can't stand for a shop that you don't go to buy to? Is your life that fucking bad, mate? Really? Go away. Piss off. Don't come back. Are you selling your wooden owl? No, John. It's not mine. It belongs to Franz. Do you want to start listing the items in my house now to see what I own and what I don't own?
Yeah, that was a present from my mum who
Silly
died
as I
3
wanna be,
years ago,
says.
thanks.
Yeah, it's a present from a mum that died 3 years ago.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Silly as I
Troll.
want to be. From what I see, a lot of stones being thrown over something that can be fixed. Quite right.
Yeah. Come on, 5 minutes, please.
JD Slots, fuck off. How's that? Let's not mess about anymore, eh? Let's not mess about with the people that don't want to be here and, you know, and just want to fucking moan and groan, and they don't actually do anything to get involved. Fuck off.
Get out of the community.
Get out of the community. This ain't a community for you. You want to pretend to be part of a community. You want to talk about a community that exists, and then you want to talk about pretending to be part of a community that you don't really want to be involved in. Fuck off. Go and get a life. I went to Brands Hatch once, says John. Most spectators wanted to see cars crash and burst into flames. I never went again. This reminds me of that. You're right, John.
Yeah.
Look at what we've got. 70 watchers. Why have we got 70 watchers? Because Ian's taking a kicking.
Yeah.
Come on. Share the stream.
Yeah.
Let's give Ian a bigger kicking. He's going to go off in a second. He's going to have another smoke and a cup of tea and a chat to his wife who's going to calm him down. That's what's going to happen. And I'm letting you know that's what's going to happen, and I'm telling you that's what's going to happen, because this is my channel. John, Ruddy, fuck off. I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to hide you. I'm not going to delete your comment. I'm just going to tell you in front of everybody, like I have them other two wankers, fuck off. And go and get a life. Because if this is the best you can do for 7:05, like those other Barclays bankers, on a, is it Saturday?
Yeah.
On a Saturday night, this is really the best you can do for your entertainment, is to go on to a stream that you're not really interested in, for someone that you don't like, just to stir the shit a bit. You are one sad little wanker. Fuck off. Sell something in and pay your bill. Why, are you going to pay for it then? You want to buy something, do you? JD's? Or are you just taking the piss again? It would be nice if you answered my question, Ian. I did, Kim. I answered it over and over again, love. I did answer it. I answered it before Warren put all those comments asking me to answer it again and again and again. And what I said was, I've talked to Lou about it, and Lou gave me a date in January that she was happy with, and there's no problem with that date. She'll get the cheque for whatever it is. Well, I don't even know what the cheque is now, 500 quid or whatever it is. She'll get that on the date that she said she wanted it by. So I don't understand. I've said it, and I've said it again. When you get down to chat enough, Ian, I thank you for your apology, and yes, maybe the joke was in poor taste. It happens, Ron. We all fuck up, mate. Look at me. Look at what I'm going through. I fucked up. Tracy Murgatroyd. This needs to end. Everything is being taken out of context because emotions are high. Everyone needs to calm down and sleep on it. Talk about it when you both have a breath. You're absolutely right, Tracy. But through it all, no matter what, I've got 50 years of the experience that I've got. And right here, right now, I ain't going to ignore 69 watches. So I might as well have it. Let's have it. Let's have it all online, because if my business survives after this, then it's going to go. It's going to go, and it's going to go upwards.
Can you take a break?
I will take a break.
Watches,
yeah.
And they can watch our lovely pretend-fire that says, I am the storm.
To close this off, always good to sleep on things. I'm just reading some of these comments. Shut this down and sort it offline. Have you done a cup of tea?
Yeah, we need to go.
What I want is, I want people that are seriously worried and have problems, I want them to ask their questions. That's what I want. Oh Christ, I am never going to get to the bottom of all of those. And it looks like we have got a couple of mods out there that I didn't take spanners off, so I'm going to leave them there, because they're only deleting people that obviously need it. I'm going to go now, and I'm coming back, and I suggest, if you want me to close the stream, all of you, switch off and go home. Switch off and go back to the telly. If what you want is for me to close the stream, because everybody's going, Ian, close the stream, sort it out later. Well, don't come back. Go off. I'm going for a fag and a cup of tea. I'm not going to be back for 10 minutes. And you can look at the owl that I don't want to sell you, right?
It belongs to Fran.
It belongs to Fran.
That my mum bought me.
You cheeky bastard. I'm not. Then you have it.
And that's it, it's over. I think Casper might have knocked your thing over.
Can you have a little look at the comments on your phone and just see if there's anything that actually needs answering? And that'll save me having to do that. Right. Yeah, we've lost a few. Good. Hopefully it's the right ones that have gone off. Faffed off. I left my glasses somewhere. Wonder if I can actually put them in there. Might work. Oh, why didn't I do that in the first place? Instead of holding it all that time. Okay, so I've got no idea about the comments.
Oh,
Hurry up and go offline so Warren goes on. Warren won't be coming on here. Warren can go on his own channel if he wants, but he won't be coming on here. Jack Vasicek. Ian, are you related to Aaron Lambert, the guy that teenagers watch on YouTube? Yes, he's my son. Thank you very much. I didn't expect anybody to be doing any moderating or anything like that. So I'm grateful. Could you see if you can find my glasses, babes? I think I left them in the other room. I'm very grateful for that, getting rid of the crap. Obviously there's people being abusive, otherwise you wouldn't just, you wouldn't be deleting things. Oh, thanks. I'm hoping you shut the stream down. I'm not going to shut it down, Hannah, for the simple reason there's too many people watching. Thank you, Tracy. Sorry if you've gone. Okay, too many there, too many there. You've got my support, Ian, and the team. You are an honest person and hope everything is okay. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Katie. I will support you, Ian. You are a kind-hearted person who tells the truth. Always has, always will. Love to you both. Thank you very much indeed, Lorna. That means a great deal to me and Fran. And thanks very much for doing some of the moderating and so on. And thank you, Sue, very much. John, I hope you're doing okay, mate. I don't want this stressing you out too much. Right, I don't even know if John's still there, but Charlotte Green, hi Ian, I wish you all the best and I hope you have a nice Christmas. Thank you very much. I hope you have a nice Christmas too. I do. So, funny enough, when I was on earlier, that is a bit close, isn't it? It's like I'm right in your face. Okay, thanks. Hello, John. Right, so, when I was on earlier, as Fran just reminded me, and I spoke to Warren originally this morning that kick-started all this off, my idea to Warren was, I came up with some ideas that might raise a bit of money. And I put those ideas to him and I said, these are the ideas, what do you think? Go with it, see what they say, see what people think. If they don't like it, let me know. Which is what I always say to him really, and everybody else, you know, try it. You know, I often say, suck it and see. If you don't like the taste, don't suck it. You know, suck something else. So anyway, the deals that I came up with were £1,000 worth of prints, and I thought we could put it up in an auction. £1,000 worth of prints for 125 quid. A complete mystery parcel of could be anything prints. It will, well, no, would be a bit of everything. So that would be some prints, some stamps, some coins, some, what else was it? Prints, stamps, coins. What else is it I do? Sheets of coins. Whatever, but a bit of everything anyway. That was 150 quid. Or a £1,000 worth of coin parcel for 175 quid. That was my idea. That's what I came up with whilst I was travelling in the car on the way back. I had a quick conversation with her first, and then I said, if I think of something, I'll get back to you. And then I texted him and said, I've got it, I think, can we talk? He said, yes, so we talked, and I put the idea to him. That's how it went. So, that was my idea. So, with 54 people watching, so, you know, am I talking bollocks? Am I talking out my arse? Or is there a chance I could raise a little bit of money? And if there is, which is what I wanted to do this morning, and if I had done it this morning, everything could have been sorted, and we wouldn't have had any of this problem. Don't worry, Ian. I'm all right, mate. Thanks. I've got a 24-hour nurse here, and she's keeping an eye on me. Good night, Kim, and don't worry, that money will be sorted.
This 24-hour nurse is going out to get herself a Yuletide celebration in Carver, so it's Yule tonight.
It's
So
Yule tonight.
I've got to celebrate, so you can truck on.
Yeah, well, I can't be on here all night then.
No.
No, but I'm
It's
trying.
Yule celebrations. It's
Yes.
like Christmas Day.
Yes,
For all you.
yes, but we just talked about
Yeah, it's cool.
I need to do that.
I'm going out.
Where?
to get my Yule celebratory Carver with some whiskey and coke. Because it's Yule, for goodness sake.
Yes, gotcha. Get some Yule celebration
4
with Carver.
o'clock in
It's
the
Yule
morning,
today,
though.
you know. It's Yule. It's supposed to be celebrations, it is.
Winter solstice and all that.
You did not do the lottery too. No, I didn't do the lottery this week. Is Bungalow still working with you? Yes, Drain. Bungalow. Bungle is still working with me. I can't get anybody up here on a stream with me because I'm not on StreamYard. I'm just on YouTube. I don't know how to do it. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So I'll try a couple. I'll either make myself look a fool or I won't. And so what if I do? So £1,000. Oh, 1 minute. Maybe I can do the comments on there. Ah, of course I can. I can read the comments on there. You wally. How does that work? No thanks. Library. Sign in.
Got your essential bottle bags.
Ah. So, we'll have a go at raising some money in a minute. And if that don't work, then I'll just get off and watch telly. Not Toshi Cat nice. Do you know, I only found out last night what Toshi Cat was. I didn't even know what the Toshi Cat was. part of the Gruffalo thing, Bungle, part of the Gruffalo thing, but never in the streams. He comes in now and again, but he's got his own channel run. He doesn't want to come into the streams. You know, the people that come into the streams and do the streams, they only do it because they want to. Or, you know, on what we've been doing. Turn the volume down. Oh, blimey. Right, there we go. Okay, so that's me still in it then. Click the like button. Oh, I've got 12 dislikes. Whoopee fucking doos. Live chat. Okay. I'll try 3 auctions. If nobody wants them, nobody wants them. So, £1,000 worth of prints for 125 quid. Anybody want it? I'll count it down. If none of you want it, none of you want it. This is all we had to do earlier on. And then we could have found out if somebody wanted it or not. Oh yeah, how do you pay? So if you do want anything, you're going to have to text me, and I'm going to have to give you my bank account number, and you're going to have to send the money into my bank account number that way. That's the only way I can do it. And because of the issues we've got with the bank, and obviously direct debits have not been paid, I'm going to give you a different bank account number to pay the money into, not our business account Santander number, because obviously direct debits haven't been paid. So I don't want the money going in there and getting swallowed by something else when I need to use it to pay the Shopify bill. So that's what I'm going to do, is give you a different bank account number. For anybody out there that says, oh, that's illegal, no, it ain't, because I'm a sole trader, so everything is mine. Every bank account is mine. Every penny is mine, every loss is mine, and every profit is mine. So there's totally legal. All I have to do is make sure I tell my accountant what I've done. So that's how you pay. You will text me after you've won, if you won, if anybody buys it, and then when will you send these auctions out? I'll make it somebody's job, whichever one of us is here, to be doing that as soon as we come back. So one of us will be doing this while someone else continues with the orders that have come in over Christmas once the site is back up and running. But once we get to, say, the 3rd, that we all come back on the 2nd, so let's say from the 3rd onwards, on the 3rd one of us will, yeah, very funny, one of us will do it on the 3rd, which is, or the 2nd, the 3rd, which is exactly what I said to one. So that's what we'll do. So if you don't want it, don't buy it. But this is what I was going to put up earlier on, and this is what we could have done. So I'll put 3 up. I'll put 1 for prints, I'll put 1 that's a complete mystery, and I will put 1 that is just coins. So right now we'll deal with the one that is just the prints. We'll deal with the smallest one, the middle one, and the big one. See where we go. Thank you very much. I've just got your text. And Fran is also concerned about my health, and we are going to be very careful how I run this. I have got angry, I have got upset, and I have to be careful of my health. And it sounds bloody stupid and ridiculous saying it, well, be careful and don't get upset, you might have an heart attack. And it's like, oh, fucking hell, even the worry of that might give me an heart attack. But I am bearing all that in mind, I absolutely promise you. And thank you so much for that message. It meant so much to me just to see that from you right then, right now. So thank you. Of course, Danielle, you can pay Monday. Doesn't really make much difference. If the site's down for a few days, it's down for a few days. I'm not going to worry and stress myself out over it. So yes, you can pay Monday, that's no problem at all. So, and I refuse to have negative stuff bring me down. So many people kindly want me to end the stream. I'm not doing it. I'll face my trains head on. Thank you very much. I'll face whatever's coming at me, and I'll do it head on. I'm not going to have it in the back. I've had that, don't like it. Don't like the taste of that one. I see it coming. I like to look people in the eyes. Can I tailor the coin parcel? We'll talk about that in a minute. First one, prints. Right, so £1,000 worth of prints, 125 quid is the opening bid, and it's entirely up to you if you want to bid on it or not. We're down to 17 at the moment. And when I say things like that, I don't mean that disrespectfully to anybody. I'm just being straight. It's up to you if you bid or not. I'm not forcing anybody to bid. And I'm not going to beg anybody to bid. I'm just going to put a deal up, and you either want the deal or you don't. And if no one wants a deal, then that says to me, Ian, nobody wanted that deal. It was shit. Move on to something else. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And maybe we'll talk about it. Somebody just texted me. Anybody that's had any of our prints knows what the quality's like. And they're not going to be the same prints you've already had. There'll be different ones. Although, even though they're different ones, you may very well get duplicates, depending. But they shouldn't be any of the ones you've already had, because I think most of those have already gone. So that's down to 4. And doing this is just setting myself up, because there are going to be people out there that are just waiting for me to get down to 0 and not sell. So that they can just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. But there we go. If nobody wants to bid, nobody wants to bid. 125 quid is a lot of money. They are very good quality, Aaron. But you've got to be in the market for it. Oh well. The snooker and the cricket are my favourite. I have got some of them left. I don't know how many. Probably about, I don't know, maybe about 10, 20. That's it. That's all I've got then. Okay, so 1-0. Ian looks a prat. And those of you that are in the ha 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 frame, 1 for you. So now we'll go with a £1,000 parcel. I was going to start at 150 quid. I'll start it at 125 quid, and that'll have a bit of everything in it. That'll have a bit of everything in it. So that'll have coins, stamps, one thing and another. Is that you going 125? What on what, Danielle? Are you bidding on? Yeah, no problem, Warren. Go and give them away. Go and give them away on your channel. Use them as giveaways on your own channel. Build your channel up. Why not? That's a great idea. I like that idea. Warren has got about 50 prints he'll gladly give away. So get in touch with Warren if you want a pre-print, and he will give you one, I think, is what he's saying. Okay, well, hang on a minute, Danielle. Don't bid yet. Let me tell you what you're bidding on. Thank you very much, Ron. I appreciate it. So what you're bidding on is a mystery parcel worth £1,000 that will contain some prints, stamps, coins. There was a fourth thing, and I don't know what it was. But anyway, it'll be anything that I might have for sale on the site, whatever that might be. Because again, it helps me clear out stuff as well. So it'll be £1,000 complete mix up of stuff, right? So that's 125 quid to start. £1,000 of mixed stuff. I haven't got any 17. I see part of that message. Didn't see all the message, but I haven't got any 17s, 18s of what you're asking for. So that's what this one will contain, right? £1,000 worth, and it starts at 125 quid. And let's see if it will be 2-0 with Ian looking silly, or whether or not someone might fancy that complete mix. Thank you for that, John. Frankie Franks, what a load of crap. Well, if you think that, piss off. Go somewhere else then. Ian, people's Christmas shopping done. My eBay dead. I'm buying for me now. Good for you. And Danielle's bid 125 quid for this one. So we have a bidder. So we're going to have 1-1. Thank you, Danielle. That's very kind of you. And this one is for the mixed one, remember? And I'll make sure it's a good one. But remember, I'll get making the parcel when we come back. Yeah, thank you for that, Frankie. Like I said, piss off and go somewhere else. Well said, Danielle. You don't have to just delete the message, John. You can click on them and just block them, and or remove them, or whatever it is, hide them, or whatever it is. But you can block them. Going once. But you are at the office now. Why do people need to wait? I am confused. Because I'm at home, and because it's the weekend, and because I can't be bloody arsed to do any work whatsoever over Christmas. I'm not going back into my dining room, which is my office, apart from Christmas dinner after Christmas, the weekend after Christmas with my in-laws, where I've tidied it up so we can sit down and have dinner. But other than that, I'm not doing any work until we come back on the 3rd. And if anybody buys into this, they buy into it knowing that I'm not even going to bother putting the parcel together until the 3rd. If they don't like that, if nobody likes that, don't bid. But that's the deal. I will put it together when I come back on the 3rd. Fair enough, honesty, you cannot be asked. No, can't be asked. Can't be asked to do any more work. I am not doing any more work. I deserve some time off. You probably got deleted, Ian, because you're a troll or anything. Don't take it the wrong way. They're trying to delete the messages to make sure that I finish the auction. Going once I did, otherwise I forget where I am. Going twice. Sold. Okay, so at some point, I better go and get something to write on. What I'll do, Danielle, is I will, what day is it today? Saturday. Saturday auctions. You're going to be over the moon with that, Danielle. Absolutely promise you on that. You'll be over the moon with that, Danielle. Danielle. Someone else doesn't get us out of trouble like that. Fucking right, that's going to be repaid. £1,000, complete mystery. Parcel. And it'll have the, don't call it receipts, but you know what I mean, because you've had parcels off me, it will come with the paperwork. Because if you're using it for raffles and things like that, then you'll want to know how much it's worth for when you put it in a raffle. Complete mystery parcel with paperwork. Daniel Finley, sold. £125. Will pay Monday. I will text you the sort code and the bank account details I want you to pay it into. All right, Daniel? Because it will be different from the one you've already got. So I will text that to you later on tonight, tomorrow, something like that. Oh, I'm cold. It's just, drink. Feel free to send a snooker. I'll make sure that you get that in there. And I would very much like you to come on when you get this parcel. And, you know, when I do another live or whatever, because obviously there'll be less lives going out now. So when I do it, etc., I would love you to come on and let people know exactly what you think of that parcel. And pull no punches whatsoever. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so the next one we're going to put up is a £1,000 coin only parcel. It will contain any coin that I want to put in it. It will contain all sorts of coins. It will contain sheets of coins. I'm putting a lot of effort into making sheets of coins. It's a way in which I can sell a ton of coins in quantity. So I'll be doing a lot more of those as time goes on. So this will, that's the other thing I couldn't think of. The fourth thing that was going in that other mystery parcel is notes, banknotes, things like that. So, coin parcel. So it will just be coins of one description or another, right? and there'll be English coins, foreign coins, there'll be all sorts of coins. Will there be, I'll make sure that, I'll make sure it contains a silver proof that I would ordinarily put up at 125 quid if I was doing it retail, full retail. And it will contain not loads of packaged coin and things, bunches and things like that. It will contain a couple of those. But other than that, it will be coins all over the site, all sorts of coins, right? So it's £1,000 worth, and we'll start the bidding at 125 quid. And if I get a bid, I'll go back up to 20 again. Thank you, Ian. Chris Dyer has bid 200. Thank you very much, Chris. Would that be the silver proof you can get from the mint for £60? John, same applies to you. Call me as you don't want it done here. No, John will take it here. John will take it online, same as me. John don't hide. John don't hide behind any bushes or people or anything like that. He'll take it on here with me. Because me and John, we will stand together. So, you've got something to say to me, say it to John, same, yeah. Something to John, me, here, doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter how much you're spiteful. I'm still not going to get into name calling. I still haven't blamed you for anything. I'm not going to blame you for anything. The only thing that I've been upset about is the difference between how you was on the phone and how you was when you got off the phone. It's as simple as that. There is nothing else that's bothered me. And no matter how many spiteful comments you put up, you are not going to wind me up. There's not going to be red rag to a bull, because I'm better than that. I've had people do far worse. That's nothing to me. That's tame. That's not even tame. You're not gonna rope me in. I'm doing no different to what I wanted to do this morning. I'm running some auctions. I'm trying to raise some money. I'm a businessman. I'm trying to run a business. That's what I do. Something I've never made any secret about. Well, we'll have to see what happens with the Royal Mint trip, Beat. You know, obviously people may not want to go with me, and that's fine. They may not want to be there with me on that weekend. Maybe it might be sensible for me to bow out of that weekend and save everybody some embarrassment. In fact, now you've mentioned it, Beat, that's probably a good idea. You know, there's going to be different people bowing out of it because of what's happened and the embarrassment, so it'll be a lot easier if I probably bow out of it and then let everybody else have a good time. You know, I'm not into spoiling anybody's time. 19. That Donna's Dream House will still get their check. Warren will still get his check, whoever he wants that paid to, that money that he's raising. He'll still get that check. They'll all still get their checks. Doesn't matter how much people slag me off, they'll still get it. Slag me off for all sorts of things, but you can't slag me off for not getting it. Charlotte Green says, Warren, why do you keep commenting? How would you feel if you were in Ian's position? Why can't you just let Ian crack on with what he's doing? There's nothing for me to say to that, is there really? Warren says, Ian, I will put it simple to you and John. You all have my number, 5 Bridge, his address. Come and see me to sort it out. You love the live elements, do it face to face. That sounds quite threatening to me. And why would I want to do that? Why would I want to put myself in that position? I wouldn't. And neither would John. We're not into all that. You know, we left all that behind years ago. All that, come round my house, I'll do you over, I'll and all that. I don't do all that. I stopped doing that a long, long time ago. And I don't do it. Period. John doesn't do it. Period. We're older and we're wiser. Besides which, as I keep saying, he is in his 60s with stage 4 lung cancer. I have a colostomy bag heart attack and I'm 56. So I'm not going to get involved in all that kind of stuff. No, thank you. You know, you can talk to me on the phone if you want to. There's no problem with talking to me on the phone. I don't back away from anybody at any time, whether that be physical or verbal or online or whatever. To my own stupidity, I don't. Even when I should, I don't. But I'm not getting involved in all that kind of thing. Too old for all that shit. I'm still on with this one. Where are we? So, 12. I happen to let people, sometimes you have to let people dig their own hole before they realise, oops, I've dug a hole. Sometimes people don't realise they're digging a hole. Sometimes it happens, people don't realise they're digging a hole until they've dug a hole so deep they literally can't get out of it, and then they go, oh fuck, I've dug myself in a hole. At the end of the day, what it boils down to is one simple thing that I think we can all agree on, you, me, and everybody that's watching. All of this comes down to you believing I've lied to you. That is what it all comes down to. No more, no less. One simple fact. One simple truth or untruth. You believe I lied to you. And I didn't. And that's it. Right, there we go. So we have a winner, and that winner is I think I make it Chris Dyer. What does everybody else make it? Was that you, Chris? Where is he? All these comments going on. Plus you know how difficult it is to be doing this kind of stuff whilst people are commenting. Chris Dyer bid 200. I don't see another bid from anyone else. Katie says yes, Chris with 200. Ian Menon, well done to Chris. Too close to Christmas for me to bid, but I was tempted. Good luck, TGBCH. Thank you, Ian. Congratulations, Chris, says Ian Rossiter. Thank you. A1 Collectors. Winner Chris Dyer, well done. 200. Okay, so what I need to do now is write that down. And we go Chris Dyer. And he gets £1,000 coins parcel, coins only parcel, sold for £125. No, it wasn't. Wanker. Sold for £200. Right, so now Ian, Ian, cheeky question. If I pay £400, could I have 2 lots? Yes, you bloody well can. Bought 2 lots. Thank you very much for that, Chris. I appreciate that very much. If anybody else wants a the same, either the same as the one that Danielle bought, a complete mystery, so a bit of everything for 125 quid, £1,000 parcel, or a £1,000 parcel of just coins for 200 quid, then I will sell you one too. Chris is having 2 lots. If anybody else wants a lot or 2, they can. So that makes 200 and then another 200. That makes 400. And we've got 125 coming from Danielle. That makes 525. So that's enough to get us and get the site up and running again within a few days. I will just send you the details for that, Chris, so just give me a second. So what I could do, after reading what you've just written, Warren, I have no intention of phoning you. So let's just see what I was going to do. There you go, Chris. So, if I need to look at the messages again, don't I? Don't know where I got to. So yeah, if that's all right, and you're serious about that, Chris, and everything, then yes, you can have 2. I just sent you the details. So I just sent you the details for the bank account details and everything to pay. If you let me know when you've done that, I'm going to have a look. Someone says, looks like there's some interesting content on Warren's channel, so maybe you might want to see some interesting content on Warren's channel. Okay, so there we are, that was that then. I mentioned this earlier on Warren's stream, but don't you think you should consider removing the report ward point scheme, albeit temporarily? No, yeah, well, yeah, on the one hand, I could agree with you, Pete, but see, on the other hand, I would get lynched. I would get absolutely, totally lynched. I don't see. Yeah, let me know when you've done that. Thank you, Chris. Ian Warren is live, slagging you off, my friend, on his channel. Now, I don't care. How can I not care? Ian, how can you not care? Because that means I've got to spend time out of what life I have left. And if I've only got 30 years left, I don't want to waste a single minute of a single hour watching people like non-con slag me off, or watching non-con slag Warren off when I backed up Warren and he got slagged off and all of that. I'm not going to spend time watching all that dribble. And I'm not going to spend time watching Warren or anybody else slag me off. I don't care. And I don't care simply because there is a good feeling, actually, about being straight. Being able to look people in the eye and go on, look in there and tell me if I'm lying, right? There's a good thing about being straight, and that is you have nothing to worry about. You don't have to remember lies that you've told or covering up that you've told. You don't have to remember. Because people that go into all that covering up bollocks and lying and all that, well, they eventually get tripped up. So I choose not to do that. And some of that means it's uncomfortable. Well, I deal with that. So, you know, there are no secret exposés that can come out. There's no underhanded tactics that I've asked Warren to use. There's no strokes that I've pulled that are illegal. There's nothing I've done that is detrimental to any of my customers. So if it turns into a disgruntled person slagging me off, well then I'm sorry for that. But I'm not gonna stress myself out over it. If I go and watch somebody slag me off, of course it's going to stress me out. It's going to stress me right out, wouldn't it, you? Each and every one of you, it'll stress you out, watching somebody slag you off online. If you don't watch it, you can't get bothered. So I won't watch it. Any press is good press. Yeah, it can be like that. Why is I love it. You know, I love shit stirrers that come in and they think they can be all smarmy, and hit you with a question. Here we go with Bob again, right? Remember Bob Monk? Remember? Bob Monk. Why is the Great British Coin Hunt not on Company House? Let me see, Bob. Maybe it's because I'm a sole trader and I'm not a limited company. Something I've told you 100 times. You're only going to find it at Company's House if it's a limited company. Or, nowadays, a CIC. You're not going to find the Great British Coin Hunt as a company on company's house, because as a company it doesn't exist. It only exists as a company on Her Majesty's tax revenue system, HMRC system. It's a registered business. It won't be on company's house. Why would it be on company's house? Love people who know nothing about businesses. Yeah, don't you just love it? You know? Just love people that try and trip you up and be all clever and smarmy, and they're talking right out of their bum cheeks. All you're doing when you come out with questions like that, Bob, stream after stream after stream that I've been in, that you've come on, all you've done is made yourself look stupid. And here's something else, right? People are going to watch this stream over and over and over again. I've told you this before. People are going to watch this stream over and over and over again. They're going to see the comments that you've made. They're going to see my answers to those comments. They're going to see other people's answers to your comments. They're going to see how you have made yourself look stupid again and again and again. They will see how you've made yourself, not me, you have made yourself look an arsehole again and again and again. People will see that, right? And I, as time goes on, I'm the one, not you, that's going to get paid for that. This video will get watched hundreds of thousands of times over the next 20 years. Might get watched 1 million times. I'm going to get paid the revenue for that from the advertising. You are going to get fuck all. Nothing. You ain't going to get nothing. So you coming onto my stream, making yourself look like an absolute Barclays banker, is great for business. It's great for me. It's great for my pocket, for my pension when I'm 70 in 20 years' time. I'll still be earning money out of you making yourself look stupid. So that's why I love people like you. I just think, in the long-term view, all I think is, ching ching, ching ching. Ian, you are proper funny. People do show themselves up for what they are. And the funny thing is, they don't see that they're doing it. His filters are not there. His filters that say, don't do that, don't say that, you're going to make yourself look an idiot, they're not there. So he goes, and they make themselves look stupid. So that's, thank you Chris very much. So that's Chris paid. So, I wonder if there is a way, right, you're going to have to bear with me and don't ask me too many questions because I'm going to be busy for a second. Good to see you smiling now, huh? Turn ads on your videos, get revenue from them, just go, yeah exactly, that's it Bean. I'll talk about that later, but we get a bit of revenue. Paid bank says payment Monday. I'm going to have a look, you never know. I'm going to have a look. I'll have to have a look. I wonder, just bear with me a sec. Hello, my love. Do you know I love you? Yeah. Well, it's not going brilliantly, but, you know. I might finish up getting completely crucified, but I'll do so loving you.
Yule celebrations.
Oh yeah, but look what you're offering me, love.
Yule celebrations. I couldn't get the real stuff. Sold out.
start off the proceedings. I'll go for a Scotch and Coke. Yeah. Sue, it's a, what time am I coming off?
Soon is not time, and you haven't eaten.
Right. How would 8:45 grab you? Would that be good?
How many you got?
44, 43. Every time I do that, it goes down. Or, yeah, 43.
Okay.
Right. I've just sold some parcels. And,
Oh, well done.
yeah, and I'm just going to see.
Thank you everybody for supporting.
Did you hear that?
Happy Yuletide. No, thank you.
Fran says, thank you for supporting. Happy Yuletides. 53 now, Ian. 53, it says 46 on mine. So, John, I'm only going to say one thing, John, right? Don't get drawn in, mate. No, we do better than that. Don't just get yourself drawn in, that's all I'm saying. Don't time me out, make it fun and ban me at least. No, I'm not going to do it. No one's banning you. Because if you really want to do this, you have to do it. You've got to get it out of your system. And I'm going to give you the space to be able to do that. I think you're being very unfair. I think you're being very unfair on me, personally. But you've got to do what you've got to do. And I'm not going to stop you doing what you've got to do. I'll just ignore what I want to ignore, and I'll answer what I want to answer. And I've got no choice now but to treat it like anybody else. So, okay, well, if it's fully out your system, it's fully out your system. Brilliant. You know, trust me, you say. Okay, I'll trust you. It's fully out your system. So I'll just get on with, you know, other stuff. Create a support line. I'm not into singing. Yeah, I will do. I'm gonna come. Whoops. I'm gonna come off at 8:45. That's me done. That's me done for the night. Now I'm just gonna try something. Even though it tells Chris it's not going to go through till Monday, I'm wondering if it actually has gone through. Confirm or replace credit card. Replace credit card. We'll try and replace credit card. Scan credit card. I could have done that. Didn't even see that. Wally. Go through then. Thought it might be paying it. Maybe not then. Maybe it hasn't gone through yet then. It says processing payment method. Oh, I beg your pardon, I did tell a lie. It wasn't $515, it was $535.01. Connect your PayPal account. I haven't got one. Okay. That ain't gonna work. Right, so maybe it's going to take a couple of days to go through then, Chris, but I'm not worried about it because we've got it now. We've got the money there now. So with yours and with Danielle's on Monday, that will give me the breathing space I need to get the Shopify back on track. And I will be spending time over the Christmas period thinking about what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about how I'm going to be attacking things. I mean, one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a crowdfunding campaign. Now that my name is Mud, even more so than it was in some respects, that might do drastically worse than I actually anticipated. However, it may actually work. And the thing about these things is you just don't know until you do it. Until you suck it, you don't know if you like the taste. And I have done one before. The most I raised was 15 grand. But I don't know, this could backfire on me hugely. But anyway, it's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a crowdfunding campaign. And we'll be raising money to pay for the rest of the bills for taking 288 Group to court, taking the Royal Mint to court, and working capital in order to be able to carry on in business. So that's what we're going to be doing. Ian, you still have a lot of people that believe in you. That's very nice, and I do hope that that's true. Compo Kid, you have a business but couldn't stump up £500 to keep your business going. Quite right, Compo Kid. Very, very astute of you. But actually, it wasn't £500. It was $535, which I think is around 370 quid, although don't take my word for that. I have 5 circulated 1998 European Union 50p coins, European Union. Yeah, your best you're going to do on them for the next, probably for the next 5 years is about a £5. They'll go up to a £5, that's it. And 1 cent. Quite right, Bint. $535 and 1 cent. Tell me where to send money for the crowdfunding page. Thank you kindly, Ian. I will do when I've got it set up. Don't want to take anybody's money on that yet. I don't want to mess things up or confuse things even further. I'll get it all set up. I've got Mick helping me set that up. We'll get it set up. As soon as we've got it set up, we'll go live. It will go live for about 8 weeks. And then that's it. So you've got an 8-week window to do what you can. Thank you, Danielle. And I'll let you know as soon as I get to do that. Move your ass then. We are on the case, believe me. At the moment, we're trying to come up with all the different rewards that we can think of. If you go and look at a site called crowdfunder.co.uk, you'll see on there different crowdfunding campaigns and things that people put up for rewards. So now I've got to get creative on what I can do from a rewards aspect to hopefully get people to buy into it. I also have a silver proof dual dated 50p coin with COA, lovely looking coin. Yeah, that's probably worth silver one. It's got to be worth at least 150 quid, I would think. But I don't know. Originals are behind you. It's very kind of you, Ian. And you have been, haven't you? You've been around a long time. There's a true saying, you know. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. It's true.
True because I say it is.
It's true because my friend says it is. Any chance of that Scotch and Coke?
Yeah, in a bit.
Thanks.
Doing Yuletide preparation.
I know, it's just that I'm spitting feathers.
I hope you're not smoking.
No, only off screen.
No, you see,
Yeah.
you weren't meant to do that.
Off screen I am.
No, you weren't meant to do that. That was the agreement.
I haven't done anything on screen, I promise. Can I send you more rings I have excess and make you sell them? That'd be a great idea, Ian, but again, I don't want to take advantage of that, and at the same time I don't want to seem ungrateful, but I don't want to take advantage of that and get you to send them and I haven't done anything with them yet, like the last lot. I seriously need to take various amounts of time and try and get some things organised in a way that I don't rush things too much. So one thing I keep saying is I'm not panicking, not yet. I know enough about insolvency and bankruptcy, and so does John, to know that we can stave it off for a while to come yet. So, you know, in the meantime, it's time to work. It's time to do what I can. At a time when there's nothing else I can do and there's no more to do and I've done everything that I can, at that point, well, yeah, I'll give up. When there's absolutely nothing else I can do, I'll give up. But I won't until that happens. So, I'm so original that I was here ages before the CJs began. You was, wasn't you? You was. Yeah, you made comments. If I remember rightly, I think you came on somewhere around the time I was ill. A1 Collectors, he says, pour me one Fran also, please. Kind of missed the channel when it was just weekly updates from you, to be honest. Yeah, well, you know, we went down a different route, we tried it. So I don't know what to do now. I mean, I was getting to a point where I was just about to start relying on the channel for an income to bolster up the website, because it is the channel and what Warren has been doing and what everybody else has been doing that has kept things going and kept the raffles going and one thing and another. So, I mean, you can't take that away. All of that has sort of helped with stuff. And how do you keep that going without a channel? Well, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? You can't. So that might have to mean doing a couple of live videos a week, or maybe just doing recorded videos again. I don't know. Yeah, and you know, don't know what to say about that really. Just to help with wages for the excellent service you and staff provided me for years. That's very kind of you, Ian. Large enough personality to keep it going. Thank you very much. Thanks. So, now hopefully we all know, I'm quite happy to answer questions online. I'm quite happy to have anything thrown at me live, no matter how good or bad it is. And the one thing I won't get into is spats. Not now, not ever, no point. Just no point. I wonder. Oh no, I can check it in a minute when I come off. I'm coming off in a minute, 15 minutes, so I can check it then. So I'll check my bank when I come off. And then, but it looks like it may not be there till Monday. So I'll check it over the weekend and check it then. Hi Disney Princess, nice to see you. Yeah, it's a shame. Don't know what's going on, just watched Warren's video. I love this channel, hate to see people falling out. Yeah, me too, but, you know, it's happened, and it's happened too many times now. You started with a penny, so I'm sure you can rebuild things. That's one thing I keep telling myself, Jeff, over and over and over again. If I could do it once, I could do it twice, and I've got a lot more than a penny. So, I know that there'll be a way out of it and everything. I know I'll be able to get through it. You just can't see, you know. It's a bit like walking to the end of the street. You know you've got to put one foot in front of the other, and you know you're going to get there. And as long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you are going to get to the end of the street. But you don't know every step you're going to take on the way. You know, you don't know how many times you've got to dodge this or dodge that, or step over this or step over that. It might be a silly analogy, but it's also quite true. You just don't know. You just know that you're going to get there. Because as long as you fall down, don't fall down dead, then, and you're putting one foot in front of the other, you've got nowhere else to go but the end of the street. You know what I mean? We've all got to wake up tomorrow, go to bed tonight, wake up tomorrow, start all over again, have dinner tomorrow night, and the night after, still got to cook the potatoes, and everything else we have to do. And that's just life. You have to get on. So I will get through this, one way or the other, and come out the other side. It's just going to be painful doing it. But I said that 2 weeks ago, or whenever it was that I declared the insolvency. I said it was going to be painful. I said I would end up wringing myself inside out, and I said at the time that people would turn on me. You know, and various people have. So, some of these things are pretty sort of standard when you get a community of people. It always happens. I mean, if any one of you have ever been involved in any kind of a community, now, you know, Danielle, right? Here's a girl, she's been with us quite a while. I know Danielle's involved in a community because she talks about the snooker and the darts and stuff. So there you have a community right there. Snooker community, darts community. These people meet up every now and again, play snooker together, have a drink and all the rest of it, right? It doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter whether you're 20 or whether you're 70. It doesn't matter whether it's a dart team, the YouTube team, the snooker team, or the bowls club. It doesn't matter if it's a pensioner crib night. What happens every time you get a community of any description together, any community, no matter what, you get dynamics within that community. You will get and all of you that have been involved in a community, some of this will just ring a bell and you'll go, oh yeah, that happened at so-and-so. Oh yeah, that happened at so-and-so. Right? You'll get a community that comes together and all of a sudden you'll get people that pair off and they make good friends. Oh, we'll get on really well, we do. We'll spend time together, chat together, blah, 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 we'll have a drink together, blah, blah, blah. And then you get people that probably don't talk. And as time goes on, sometimes some of these people that get on really, really well right at the beginning become besties right at the beginning. All of a sudden they fall out. Boom. Dynamics. Some of these people that don't talk, they're in that community but they hardly talk. Time goes on, they end up being the best of friends. But they started off not talking. This is what happens in communities. It's happened in every community I've ever seen. Of any description, whether you are train spotters, whether you are poker players, whether you are into watching Brands Hatch, it don't matter. If there is a community of people, you are guaranteed to get a load of dynamics come into it. Absolutely guaranteed. And those dynamics are going to kick off in every single community exactly the same way that they have in this one. I saw it coming. I talked about it and I talked about it and I talked about it. I saw it coming. I'm no guru, but I'm experienced enough in life to have seen that coming, and I did see it coming and I talked about it. What more can I do? I have outstanding orders and points. Unless I hear from you by Monday with regards to this, legal action will be taken. I've already spoken to a solicitor over this. It's down to you now. See, I mean, things like that. Things like that mean nothing to me. First and foremost, dissect that. I have outstanding orders and points, something I've never disagreed with. Doesn't matter who this is. I'm not going to say who it is, but it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter which one of you it might be. What I'm saying applies to the same, to anybody. I have outstanding orders and points. Yes, you do. I've not disagreed with that. Unless I hear from you by Monday with regards to this, legal action will be taken. No, it won't. No legal action will be taken on Monday. I know how difficult it is to get any kind of legal action taken, and no legal action will be taken on Monday. The only legal action that can be taken on Monday is if you go to the county court claims online, money claims online. And even then, you'll fill in a form on Monday, but no action will be taken. No solicitor's letter is going to land on my doorstep on Monday. So, you know, unless I hear from you by Monday, well, you've heard from me. You've all heard from me. You especially have heard from me. And you've heard me say that I will get the bill paid within the next week. Once the bill is paid, people are free to use their points and buy what they like. So you can use all of your points up then, if you want. And whatever you buy, you'll be sent. Unless something is out of stock, and then you'll be emailed, and you'll either be recredited the points, or you'll be offered something else. Simple. I've already spoke to a solicitor over this. Well done. But there ain't no solicitor that's going to change anything I've just said. It's down to you now. There you go. So I think I've answered that in full. And if I get any other text like that, that's exactly how I'll take it. I know the system. I know the process. And, you know, anybody that wanted to take legal action against me over vouchers or points that they're owed would be a fool's errand, wouldn't it, really? Be a wasted exercise, because long before you've got it anywhere near a courthouse, it's back online and you're able to spend those points. Therefore, you have no argument and the court won't even see you. Waste of money. But if people want to waste their money, they can do. Those kind of threats mean nothing to me. I expect to get 100 of those. They mean nothing. They certainly mean nothing when I'm in the process of actually sorting it out to pay those bills or people back. Sometimes when you fall out with people, they think they can shame you, but there's no shame, because I've got nothing to be ashamed of. I'm no spring chicken, says Danielle. Lee says you will be back on top, mate. Of course I will. It's just a long stretch of road. As Beat says, look, yeah, just like a long stretch of road. You think it travels on forever and you travel far, yet it doesn't seem like anything is getting closer. But at the end of the day, the road will always finish somewhere. Absolutely. Absolutely. These people have made money out of you. You created them. You built their followers out of the TGBCH reputation. They started selling on your name. Now let one of them who hasn't sold privately to your customers pipe up. One's making most noise, most guilty. Instead of complaining, why can't people just give Ian and his team a chance to pay what they owe, and then fingers crossed the business will resume as before? Exactly. So this will now get paid. Chris has paid. Danielle will be paying on Monday. That's 525 quid. that's enough, I'll get the Shopify bill paid over the next couple of days. Then it'll be up and running. That means the raffles will still be live, so they can continue. We obviously ain't going to sell as many because I'm not going to have many people doing the channel, but you know, what can you do? You can't have everything. Just be grateful for what I have got left. And then keep everybody posted and do a video or two. And maybe when I come on, do a video and see if we can't sell out a few raffles and raise a few quid that way. But I'm sure
Whiskey
that
or honey?
I'll go for whiskey for now, whiskey and coke. Too dangerous for me to start drinking honey this time of night. And I won't get drunk anyway. So, yeah. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be letting people know as and when I can, and keeping everybody up to date. And each time, if I run into a problem and I need to raise some money, then I will do the same thing again. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you, mate. You've come just at the end. I'm just coming off. I'm under instructions. I've got
5 minutes.
6 minutes left according to my watch.
6 minutes.
I've got 6 minutes left. And I'm under instructions to come off.
Yuletide
So if anybody,
celebrations begin.
and our own personal Yuletide celebrations begin.
That's the way we roll.
And that is Anthony that I met the other day, isn't it? Vicky's husband. Or is that a different note? Okay. Is that Anthony who I buy from sometimes? Is it that Anthony? Because I just remember, no again. Oh, okay, no worries. It'd be too difficult to catch up now, so you'd have to watch the stream, I'm afraid. So unless anyone else has got any questions for me, I'm going to start my Yuletide celebrations in 5 minutes, and I would rather not take any phone calls tonight. You don't want me to take any phone calls tonight, do you? Or do you? Yeah.
We've got until 4 o'clock in the
We've got until 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So I can take a couple of phone calls tonight. If you would like to speak to me, I can take a couple of calls.
But you do need to eat.
But I do need to eat, and I need to have some kind of evening. And I would just like to say a big thank you, honest thank you to the people that have been on there moderating and that. Thank you very much for that. That was, I believe that was Sue and Katie, and there's Katie, yeah. Lorna says, I want to wish you and Fran a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Big hugs to Casper. Thank you very much. Have a great time over Christmas, Ian and Fran, everyone else on here. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
A1
We were thinking
collectors.
of doing the Gruffalo story, weren't we?
Yeah, we was going to do the Gruffalo story Fran wanted to do. Maybe we'll do that one night. Katie Gibson says, Ian, Fran and Casper, I wish you all have a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Can we see Casper before you go, as he had a treat? Has Casper had a treat?
Not yet.
No.
We'll give him one just before we go.
All right. We'll give Casper a treat just before we go. You speak to me tonight, mate, or tomorrow? I'll speak to you tonight, Mick. As soon as I come offline, I'll speak to you. Chris Dyer, Ian, you have loyal people here. We are with you all the way. Happy Christmas, everyone. Thank you very much, Chris. That means a lot. It really does mean a lot. Thank you. Lee, if I was working, I would go for it, mate. No worries, Lee. Charlotte says Merry Christmas everyone and a Happy New Year. Steve says no props. Sue says no props, have a good Christmas and rest. Hugs to Fran and Casper. Good luck for the future and happy Christmas to you both. Duncan says just got on here, so we'll catch up on happenings. Merry Christmas to everyone, see you in the new year. Take care, try and relax.
Remember that Yule is about...
Silly as, Sue didn't mean to delete your message, she's saying. Anyway, Fran.
I'd just like to say to everybody...
Just like to say to everybody.
Yuletide blessings.
Yuletide blessings.
Remember everybody.
That
this is Yuletide.
That this is Yuletide.
And this is the winter solstice.
And this is the winter solstice.
Which means...
That
we need to get to know... And nurture... The darkness. Which includes our shadow selves.
Which
we
includes
all have a shadow.
our shadow selves, because we all have a shadow self.
We all have shadows.
Yes,
So
we all have
blessings
shadows.
to you all.
So, blessings to you all, Fran says. And that,
Casper treat them. Hang on.
my friends,
Casper treat.
and I'm very proud to say that, you know, my friends. Thank you.
Casper!
Let's have a look.
Casper. Are we going to go whoop? Casper. Whoop. Whoop. Do me a whoop. Do me a whoop. 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 Whoop.
She's trying to make him bark. She's been trying to teach him to bark at command so that she can just get him to bark at somebody.
Right. Put him on. Go and lay down. Let me give it to you.
Wait. 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 Go on. Here we go. So there's Casper having his treat. I love it that he's so well behaved. And he never understood a word of English when he came to us. Now Ian, so you can log off. Yes, I'm going.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, and bless you. Thank you very much to everybody. And there you go. And we'll catch up soon. Thank you. Bye for now.